this whole tilt thing here that I've been doing this past year, I got the idea from Bilu. I'm not kidding.
Are we gonna keep on dividing? Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Well, are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Well, sound level.
What's going on, guys? Bev, try thinking is in the house. What's going on, Bev?
What up, dude?
Canadian Surveyor. I don't think I've seen your name around here. Are you with this Bev crew or just dropping in for the first time?
Oh, I'm just rolling around. I was
I recognize the voice now.
Drop in.
I've heard that voice in plenty of videos that I've watched. All right.
You may have.
And Cleary just dropped off, but he's here. Travis, what's going on? You got a little bit of chirping coming from your mic, but what's going on?
Oh, really? There's some
Yep. A little bit of chirping. There's the horn. All right. It's already a good night. Emma UK. What's up, Emma?
Hi, Brandon. How you doing?
Good. Expose Antarctica. How are you doing, Expose Antarctica?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. Jeremy.
What's up?
What's up, man? Jimbo.
Staying the radical.
Good. I would be worried if you weren't. Plague Zero.
Hey, Brandon. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. SE Montreal.
Hey, good evening, Brandon, everybody.
Shout
out Emma and Bev. I think we're going to have an interesting show tonight.
I hope so. Bob, the real Bob Dole. What's up, Bob?
Hello.
Right the hand.
Yep.
There he is. And Domesticated Primate, the king of the memes. What's going on, man?
Yeah, all good, mate. How you doing? Nice to be here.
Good. So, Cleary got a hold of me earlier and mentioned that you guys have something to do with your, I don't want to put words in your mouth. I think it's the water level experiment, and that you have something that you'd like to present to the audience and the panel.
Yeah. You want to start straight off? We jump in straight in?
Yeah, why not? Let's get it underway. I'm dying to see what you got.
You've obviously heard of the test. So this is the proof that comes with the test, right? So I'm calling this Bevs proof. I've been working on this. Now this is a proof that a level is horizontal. There's a lot of people that won't like it, right? So you have to sort of work through it with us. So it starts off a proof. I mean, what is a proof? That's the big question. You have to ask yourself, what is a proof? I'll give you what a proof is to me. A proof to me is something that's very personal. It's something that only I can gain for myself. Nobody has the ability to give me a proof. So that's basically where we're coming from. So a proof is something that's personally gained by yourself that gives you yourself a proof of whatever it is. Right? Now, you can't give that to anybody else. So would you agree with that?
Well, I think that's an interesting way of defining it, and I actually like it because, after all's said and done, this is a personal journey for each one of us to discover, what's important and what's the truth to us. So defining it that way, I think is really good. And I take it then you mean this is your proof. For you, this is proof.
Yeah, well, I'll work through with you as a proof. As long as you understand that the proof is always, it's a personal thing. So that's what you're aiming at, is right. This is my proof. I'll run you through it, and you can see whether you agree or disagree at every step of the way. But on the understanding that It is. It's literally. It's just my proof. I can't. I'm not saying that I'm forcing it on anybody or anything. I'm not trying to validate it in any way to anybody else. It's just, it's something that I've been working on.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, let's see what you got.
So, if in the understanding of a proof, in the general sense, I would have to say that if you were ever thinking of a proof, you would have to think of things like all of the ballers and Fight the Flat Earth and all the people like that say you only get proofs from mathematics, right? Not from science.
I've heard that several times. Yeah.
So they do definitely say that. Now I would say that proof through mathematics is a bit weird because you're relying on numbers. What they really mean to say is that the proof is gained through geometry, in the sense that the book of geometry is wrote as a book of proofs. Like within Euclid's Elements, it is a proof-giving system of logic. Now, you've heard of Pythagoras' theorem.
Yes, I have. Yep.
Right. Well, there is a proof. There is a lot of proofs that a squared plus b squared equals c squared is it's true, as in there are ways to give yourself a proof that is true. I mean, it always is true, but in order to give yourself a proof, so the proof is gained traditionally through geometry, as in a way to prove things through a logical system that is explained every step of the way, that can help your brain understand everything along the way. So with that given, right, I'll try and explain to you my proof from concept to obviously right to the end. Now,
yes, sounds good. Yep.
Okay. So within the proof giving system of Euclid, first of all, step one, you have to define the terms that you're going to be using. So I would say that you would have to go to every dictionary and look within the dictionaries as the definition of the words that you're going to use. I mean, that's where we get the definitions of words, although Euclid defines them within himself. So we'll have a go at that. So you look at the dictionary definition, and level is a tool that establishes a horizontal plane of reference, right? So level in all the dictionaries is known as being horizontal, a tool for establishing a horizontal plane. But other than that, it says it is even and at an equilibrium, as in no side is higher or lower than the other side. So what level means, it would mean it's a straight line, because one high there would have to be a place that's higher or lower. So I would say that that is enough for anybody to go and look, because they would normally say that that's okay. But if people continue to say no, that's not good enough, then it's up to you to define the terms for yourself. Or how can you prove that is the case? Level is horizontal.
Yeah, no, I'm following you. That makes logical sense.
So the definitions are what we're going to be using to go along with this process. Now, we're going to need to use the word straight, right? So I'd have to say that straight is it's a bit hard to define, but there's no curvature in a straight line. That's what makes it straight, and it differentiates it from a curve. because they're the two different types of lines, a straight line and a curved line. They can't both be the same. There's no way they could both be the same. And within the definitions of Euclid, we have a perpendicular, also a straight line, a relationship of one straight line to another.
Yep, I'm good with all those.
Okay, now a vertical and a horizontal have a relationship that is known as being perpendicular. And a vertical is established by a plumb bob in reality. A level is a tool for establishing a horizontal. So the horizontal and the level and the horizontal, and the plumb bob does the vertical. They're real life tools that have real life applications for those real life reference frames. So we'll use them also. No problems with any of that, defining any of that so far.
No, that's pretty basic, and I would say an empirical understanding of those terms. Yeah, I'm good with those.
Okay, so I'll switch my camera on. And do you want to get on my?
Yeah, I'll share. Yep, yeah, I'll share you on Discord.
Just let me. I have to switch it on. It takes a bit of time to switch it on. So what I'm going to do now is I'll take you over the test that we have developed. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it, but I'll try and work you through it geometrically.
You know, I think that's good. There's probably some people who haven't seen it, or the people who have could use a refresher of what we're talking about. That'd be good.
Okay, now see that? Is that okay?
Let me see if it shows you with your camera on. Ah, there you are.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can make that bigger. Anybody know how I make Bev bigger in the little screen so everybody can see him? Oh, there we go. Figured it out. Okay, let me make you full screen here. Audience can get a good look. That should be good. All set here.
Right, okie dokie. Now, let me get this. For people who don't know, this is a water level. You're right there, can you see that? Yeah. This is a water level. It is literally just a tube, right?
Yep.
That is separating. It's got two vials at the either end. It doesn't even have to have them, but they, the water within these tubes will always equalize to be level, right? It's always equal, and wherever you put them doesn't really matter. You know, they will always equalize out. Oop. To be equal, right? Always.
Yep.
So this is what we're basing it on. This test is based on the principles of this water level equaling out, always being like an equilibrium. This side and this side, neither side will be higher than the other, and using Euclid, you can draw a straight line between one point and another point. Right?
Yep. Is there any way you can get the mic closer to you, or is
sorry.
that? Oh, that's okay.
Let's see. Is that a little bit better?
That's a lot better. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Right. So we've got this. We're going to have this scale here is 32 inches all the way across. We're going to have that equal 1 mile. Right? So the distance from here to here will be 1 mile. And we're just having literally just a pipe like this. And we'll fill it up. Right? We'll fill that up there. And then when we fill it up, it will be equal on this side.
So a 1 mile long water level like the one you just showed us essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Just a 1 mile long pipe. It may have connections in it, you know, it doesn't have to be. But as long as it's one body of water, and then it will equalise out. Right? The tools, the dictionary definitions and everything say horizontal, but I mean, we don't know. It could be anything. But you would say that either end is neither higher nor lower than either end. Now, if we were to tap in a point there in the middle, where would you say this would fill up to?
I would imagine that if you tapped into the middle there, that all three would equalize at the same, along the same horizontal.
Yeah. Something like that.
Can I add something here? Very related.
Go on.
For these type of long distance measurements for malls and other stuff, they use the vinyl tubing with the internal diameter, little ring clamps, and they make a water level of any length they want. The vinyl tube costs about $300 per 1,000-foot roll. You can tap it anywhere you like, and it's easy to seal and make. It's not like trying to run ABS plastic or metal pipe. It's the ideal thing for an extremely long water level.
All right. Well, let's see what he's got planned as far as materials go, and then we can make some suggestions.
Okay. So we fill that up, and the water goes there. Now, we say that's horizontal. I mean, obviously it's horizontal, but we need to check it. We need a proof. We need to make sure. Now, there's some people, believe it or not, that believe if you're stood here, that this end is 8 inches below. Right? Can you believe that? Some dude called Jesse Kozlowski said that the water level drops away from the horizontal at a rate of 8 inches times the distance in miles squared. Which would mean this one, if this is a horizontal, this one would have to be 8 inches lower. Obviously that can't happen, because it wouldn't be level then, would it? They have to be equal.
And angled differently towards the center.
But that same dude that said that also said he did when he went over Rakir's bridge. He said that he drew a model like that and had a hump in the middle. Right? So some people say some really weird things, but we need to check that is horizontal. So how do you do that? Well, I go to this. You get a water level, because we like water levels. They're good tools. And we'll get 2. Right? See that?
That makes sense.
So we've got some water levels, and what we're going to do is we're going to fill them up here. So it's level at that end and level at this end as well. Right? Now, because...
So that's what you're going to measure. That'll be your starting point as far as...
Just filling these ones up.
To fill it up with is to match it to the 2 end ones, the 2 outer red ones to the 2 outer purple ones. Okay.
Yeah. And then, obviously, they would just equal out, right? And...
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Would be horizontal there. And then this one here would also be exactly the same. Right? So, now, we go back to the Euclidean stuff a bit earlier. This here would be, well, in fact, we'll start off with the definition of a line, right, is a straight line. But if you want a horizontal plane within mathematics, or you wanted a plane, you would need 3 points. So you'd have here, here, and here would all be on one straight line. But because there's 3 points, you could say that's a plane. Definitely, because they've got 3 points. I mean, you wouldn't normally need this one. All you do is you just take this one from this end and put it in this position here.
It's like a way station, though. It's like
So you say it's
further proof of level in the middle.
Yeah.
Technically a plane, since it has you are cognizant of the point in the middle, but really it's also a line, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a straight line. This is a proof that level is horizontal, right? So what you can say is that this one, there's a line that goes in between these red ones, right? It's a straight line. It's a horizontal plane in between these two red ones, right? This is within geometry. This straight line, this is a straight line. Now, there's also a line that goes all the way along on the purple one, right? There's now all of these lines are together. Now, within Euclid and the proofs of Euclid, like proposition 47, like we went over earlier, is Pythagoras' theorem, done within geometry, right? Not just done within any old way. It's like a really confusing way, but it's a proof. Well, if you look in Euclid's Elements at proposition 11, book 1, it states that after going through some work, it states that no two straight lines can share a common segment. Now what that means is you can have a straight line and you can have another straight line intersecting, but at the moment they come to share a common part of them, doesn't matter how far, as long as it's not that point where it's an intersection, it becomes one straight line.
Sure. Yeah.
So I would give you that then as a Euclidean geometric proof in reality of how you can prove that level is in fact I mean, it's just one of the proofs. I mean, there's millions of them out there, logical proofs, but this one specifically geometric with a proof and linked to Euclidean geometry. I would say to anybody who's denying that, you would have to prove that either this drops this way or this humps up here.
And you could actually add every quarter mile, you know, equal levels like they are, the purple and the red, and do, you know, extra samples. It's that cheap over a whole mile. You, instead of having just one in the middle at the half mile, you can have them every quarter mile.
Let me ask a couple of probing questions, because I'm trying to wrap my head around what we would expect on both a flat plane, the Earth as a flat plane, flat-ish, let's say we're on the salt flats, okay? So we're not concerned about the terrain. Versus the imagined ball Earth of the given dimensions that are put forward. Okay. What would we expect differently to happen over this mile and with these?
We'll take that setup and stick it to a curve of a basketball on top. Curve it out and glue it.
I'll give you this
one
now.
In the middle will stay pointing up, and the other two ends. Yeah.
This is what happens in reality. So this is reality model with practical tools. I mean, this is a test that we're planning on doing. We've got a little bit of extra. We want to try and add a little bit of science, which no doubt Clary, when he gets here, he can have a word with you about that. But I can run over you we call it the Kozlowski Curvature Conundrum. So once we've dealt with the reality, we can go into the silliness if you want. Do you want to try that? Because like you said, what would they predict on the other?
It's so easy to draw it. It takes a few seconds.
Oh, hold on. Let's just hold on, Jimbo. So that is reality. What is the distance beneath each of the water level segments and the ground in reality?
Right. Well, here we go. Have you seen the definitions that the ballers use quite often? Let me see if I can get it for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with their shtick.
Can you get the Merriam-Webster? 1 of 3, or do you want me to? Let me see if I can.
I can bring it up if that's what you're asking.
I've got it. If you can have a look at it, if you can bring it up while I.
Yep, I've got it open.
I can add it later. If I keep on the whiteboard while you're doing that.
All right.
Okay.
I will. I'll share my screen, so if you want to look at that, you can.
Maybe somebody else will know. Right. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to set this up. This is the same scale horizontally, but we will go on the vertical scale. We'll go 1 to 1, right? Realistic scale. Okay, when I'm showing you these models, right? Well, first of all, we'll go over that Merriam-Webster. Can you read it out? Is it number 3, the horizontal condition?
Okay. That's the what you want me to look up, the horizontal condition, or just horizontal?
No. On look up Merriam-Webster level, the definition of level, and number 3.
Number 3, horizontal condition.
Yep.
Especially equilibrium of a fluid marked by a horizontal surface of even altitude.
Okay. Now, do you know the difference between elevation and altitude?
Elevation and altitude. No, I don't think so.
Elevation, they like to say, is the land. So the elevation of the land would be something like 50 odd feet above sea level. Yeah? Now, altitude is the height above the land. So you have to be in the air to have altitude. Elevation is like on the floor at your feet.
Okay.
Okay, so let's read that again then.
Okay, horizontal condition, especially equilibrium of a fluid marked by a horizontal surface of even altitude, which would be above the ground.
Yeah, so you're not talking about the surface water, like say a canal or a swimming pool or anything. It's talking about a fluid reaching an equilibrium, sort of, I'd say, like this, water level here, right? See that? Would you agree that that definition sounds an awful lot like a water level rather than like a spirit level? The first tool, it's talking about a spirit level. It's talking about spirit level.
Oh, okay. It sounds exactly like a water level, to be honest with you.
Okay, now, on that very same definition, go to the third one, adjectives, page 3 or whatever it is, you know, like once you scroll down a bit more.
The third one under adjectives. Let's see
it's
here.
like
okay,
3,
got it.
3-1. Can you read that?
Sure. Reasonable, balanced, arrive at a justly proportional and level judgment on this affair.
No,
maybe that's
not the right one. 3-1, I think it is. Is it not?
3-1.
Yeah. Is it?
Okay.
1A and B.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. I read the wrong one. 1A, having no part higher than another, conforming to the curvature of the liquid's parts of the Earth's surface.
Okay.
And B, parallel with the plane of the horizon, horizontal.
Right. So you have to forget about B, because just the A part is what the people who have delusions, that's the only place they go to. That's the only definition they can cherry pick. Now, let's go over it again. It says conforming to the curvature of the liquid parts of the Earth's surface.
Yep. Yep, that's it. Word for word, yep.
So the water level, the tool, establishes a horizontal condition.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So it would be fair enough to say that if you were to conform to the curvature of that, you wouldn't have any curvature at all, would you? It'd be sort of slightly deceiving, isn't it, within its wording of that definition of...
Yeah, so if you conform to the curvature of the liquid parts of the Earth's surface...
Yeah.
Obviously, they're talking about the ball model of gravity and level.
Well,
right?
Well, are they? I mean, they're just saying conform to the curvature of the liquid part. So,
yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay, you got to read into it. Yeah.
They're not really lying. They're not really telling you that there is no curvature in a horizontal condition.
Right. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
So, hydrostatics. That's where we're going to go a bit later on. We'll get a bit sciencey and try and add a little bit of hydrostatics into this game. So keep that in mind as we play the Kozlowski Curvature Conundrum. Now, Jesse Kozlowski, he's one of their top surveyors, and he was on Jose J.G. Gonzalez's show, and he says that, you see this here, we have a horizontal line of reference that comes here, and this guy's got a theodolite, right, and he's looking, and it's establishing a horizontal line of reference at this point, because he's got a tool that establishes a horizontal, like one of these. Yeah. He's sat over here. He's got this. He's establishing a horizontal line of reference, right? Now, we all know that horizontals can keep going for as long as they want, as we've just shown with the water level. But if you live on the model like Jesse, he says, quite a few people says this. George Nutsack said, right. So what he says is, the water level, so if you've got a water level, a little tool, like we've just shown, he says that there is a drop here down of 8 inches times the distance, because this is a mile.
Okay.
Now, obviously, you can't, like, that's a bit much, isn't it? Of the two models, the model where you always stand at the top of the ball and everything drops away from you,
yeah,
is when you look at it with a water level, like this model, this one, we call this one the Kozlowski nutsack drop, right? This is just absolutely ridiculous. Everyone who looks at this goes, nah, that can't be right. That's just ridiculous, right? So
that's how it strikes me, for sure, yeah.
No way that the water level drops 8 inches. That's just ridiculous. So, the other model, because these are all mathematical models that they have to stick to, right? They're stuck with it. Has this model, which we call the Kozlowski-Bislin hump. Right, now, the problem with this one problem with this one, right, is that these levels here, they are level because obviously you can't have a drop like we've just established. These have to be neither higher nor lower than each other. But like Jesse showed us, there is a chord on here. Got a pen.
Right. So the hump is in the middle on this one.
Yeah.
And you're establishing. Well, it's not really a horizontal, is it?
Well, it's level, right? This bit is neither higher nor lower than this bit. So I don't know. I mean, what they say is the horizontal on this model is established in the center, right? Because you have a plumb bob. And then you establish a horizontal from that.
From the center outwards, you say?
Yeah, from the center. So we just put that sort of there. Yeah, you get that? We've got a...
Yep.
We've got a horizontal and a vertical there. But, I mean, the problem with this is that this becomes a right angle, and then this one is actually your horizontal. But because this line is also at right angles to this line here, this one also has to be a horizontal. So what they've actually done is they've established a horizontal with the water level and imagined a hump in the middle.
Yeah.
Which, go on.
So in this model, they would establish a horizontal, but it wouldn't be level, right?
Well, this curve here is imagined, right? It's literally just imagined on the model. It gives them the chance of always having this. Now, I'll show you the ridiculousness of it is, you know, we said earlier, Rakir's bridge over Pontchartrain, when Walter Bislin gave Jesse the models, right? He had, this is how the geometry does them over. So if this one is our test, and we've already shown that there's no rise up in the middle, but on their maths, let's give them that between this one and this one, there should be, according to their maths, 2 inches rise up of the middle, right? No drop over a mile, no 8-inch drop, just a raise of 2 inches. But like we did earlier, Jesse Kozlowski got Walter Bislin's, well, Walter Bislin made a model and made him sit there in front of Soundly and say this. So this 23.7 miles, I think, Lake Pontchartrain bridge.
That's how far it is across the bridge. And if anybody watched last night's show, they know what we're talking about, the picture. I'll bring it up once he's done.
Right, so
yeah,
you know what this was? Remembering, right, because of a mile, if it's a mile, the water lifts up, right? I did actually say that. It doesn't, does it? But I mean, on their model, it lifts up 2 inches. But if you're talking Lake Pontchartrain, like Jesse Kozlowski says, this point here is the first level point, and this point here is the last level point, then you know how high this bit in the middle it gets?
Very high. Yeah. How many feet is it?
It's 28.5 meters.
Holy crap.
20, a hump of water just in the middle. Just.
Wow.
That's they're not
interesting.
Yeah, the geometry doesn't really work with the way a water level works. So that, I mean, they're the two different models. You've got the Kozlowski nutsack drop, 8 inches per mile distance, mile squared, or you have this raise in the middle. But at least they can imagine that the water level at either end is still actually level. You know, this one gives them the semblance of you know, normality with the way the water level works, but this perceived hump in the middle where the tool isn't seems pretty convenient for me. And like I say, we're working on hydrostatics, and I'm not so sure this would work very well with hydrostatics in mind either. So
no way.
I find it hard to reconcile my firsthand experience with plumb bobs, levels, water levels, building things with this idea that we're always dealing with a curving earth, to be honest with you, to bridge these two. I have no firsthand practical experience dealing with curvature of any kind, to put it simply.
Yeah, I've never heard of it, and I can't, like, I've been working on this for way over a year, and like I've been literally trying my hardest to falsify it. It came to me as a shock, right? when challenged to find a proof, and you keep expecting to find curvature somewhere because everybody's telling you, you know, you're stupid, that it's there, and literally it isn't. There's no curvature. You can't even find it through a geometry. You have to literally fool yourself every step of the way to believe that there's any curvature there, especially in the fluid dynamics or the hydrostatics of water level when linked with the geometry.
Sure.
Yeah, they just hijack perspective and call it Earth curve, just like Nathan Oakley always said.
Yeah, that's something we talk about quite a bit around here, is perspective and the hijacking bit.
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty familiar with that for sure.
You see what Crow posted here with the curved level?
No. That?
Crow, yeah.
Oh yeah, he made that for us. Yeah. He doesn't see a problem with the globe model. He doesn't see a problem with it.
Take the water level, right, and then take the middle part and lift it up so that it's curved, and you will notice magically the water starts coming out of the ends of the water level, thereby disproving the fact that the water level can be curved and maintain its uniformity.
Well, I would give you that even he doesn't understand the water level, because look at his globe model. I mean, orientate it horizontal, fair enough, but he's got them middle ones are higher. So he's got the two purple ones establishing a horizontal, and then them two red ones are establishing two different horizontals along the plane of where the one horizontal must have been. Do you want me to draw that for you as well?
Yeah, I'm showing the picture right now, but yeah, if you have more to add to it, go for it.
I'll show you what he's... let me get this. I'll show you what he's talking about. Right, so if you have a water level here, goes all the way from one end to the other, then you have one in the middle. He's got...
Yeah, Bev, let me know when you're ready. There's just a few things I wanted to say.
Yeah.
They're breaking the first law of geometry, and that's you connect this points with a straight line.
Kind of takes the logic out of it, doesn't it?
Well, they don't understand the logic, do
It takes
they?
the measurements out of it. Curved lines don't measure the same as straight ones. That's why we use straight lines. The shortest distance between 2 points will get you the most accurate measurement. When you take a deviated path, your measurements are off.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, actually.
Right.
That's what geometry, like, before you get to any of the axioms, you start at axiom 1, which is a point, right? Then you have 2 points. Then you connect those points, and those points must be connected with a straight line, or else you're not. Everything that follows from that, the square that you made with those 4 points, the triangle made with the 3 points, everything falls apart.
Yeah, and obviously then they'd bring up what is it they call, Bev? What was it? Fight the Flat Earth threw back at you regarding curved line geometry. I can't remember the name.
I just said straight lines curve, non-Euclidean geometry, which is
non-Euclidean geometry. That's right.
Fantastic. Right. So
he didn't even say that though. Like he just straight said straight is curved.
Straight lines curve. Yeah, that was it. That was his opening argument, which was.
Rumpus the other day said flat is curved.
Yeah. They have to. This argument, the geometric argument, they just can't stand it. They've gone so far into the realms of non-reality. This geometry is simple when you understand it. Right now, see this. This is what he had on his other picture. This here. If you draw these lines, what you'll find is. If you have the hump in the middle and then you still use Euclidean geometry for joining lines, you see that right now between the red lines, the normal water level, you have a horizontal plane, but in their middle, in their hump model where they have a hump in the middle, you have these two smaller water levels that are at an angle. So the horizontal that's being set by this one on their ridiculous model with a hump has an angle difference. This one has an angle difference the other way. Whereas the big long one has a different one. So you've got, again, 3 different horizontals where there should be just one.
Yeah, that just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, there's multiple ways that you can prove that geometrically their model doesn't work, because it literally just doesn't. They don't have one proof that it does. I think clearly.
Yeah, that's probably a good point for me to say this. Like between the far ends of the water level there, at what distance between those 2 points can you falsify hydrostatic equilibrium? That's the question for the globe defenders. At what distance do they think that is not horizontal? And we can test it.
Local. They'll say local.
Yeah, singular point. Yeah.
They say at a point, don't they? But you can't have that with a water level.
That's what I've heard them say as well, that it's only level at a point. If you go by this model and you start from the center outwards, the only point that is going to be
you can with that. Right,
level is the middle point, right?
Yeah, that's what they're thinking. They're thinking this middle point here.
Right.
Right? So they think that's where it's horizontal. But with the water level, you don't have that middle point. It's not there. There's nothing there. Like, how can you say that this tool is only horizontal at a point the tool isn't even at? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Brandon, there's a video too, if you want to look at it real quick. I DM'd it to you here. It's Hydrostatic Paradox. It talks about the different shapes of, like, you had different, let's say you had different shapes of vials in a single body of water. It doesn't matter what size they are. You're still going to get, based on the weight of the water and the height of the column, everything is going to have that equilibrium, that hydrostatic equilibrium. Also, back in medieval times, they used water to fill trenches, and that's how they leveled, buildings. And then let's see here. What was the other thing? Yeah, Pascal's law says that pressure applied to an enclosed fluid will be transmitted without change in magnitude to every point of the fluid and to the walls of the container. The pressure at any point of the fluid is equal in all directions. So, basically the law of hydrostatics, determines that water is horizontal, water at rest. But I don't know if you wanted to drag through that little video. It's a really neat demonstration someone did.
Do you know this this person? I take it this is a flat earther.
Yeah, I don't know him, but if you just wanted to kind of drag through it a little bit, you don't really need to play it, probably.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Let me just say real quick how geometry is built on logic. So when they say non-geometry, right, non-Euclidean, that's saying non-logical. They're just saying we're going to use non-logical things to try and prove what we need.
It's like that non-zero error, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sharing it right now, and I'll just kind of drag through it. Can you see my screen clear?
No, but I can go to YouTube.
Doesn't look like it's loading up, I don't think.
I thought I was sharing.
You might be.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not loading up for me.
I'll go there, yeah.
Yeah, so it's right now on the screen it says Hydrostatic Paradox.
Yeah, the paradox is that it doesn't matter the shape of the different parts of the container. The top, the water level, is always going to be in equilibrium. That's just a demonstration of that.
Okay, yeah, right.
Oh,
Easy
wait.
enough.
Oh, is this the video? Okay. You might be looking at the image. What are we looking at here?
This is just into the video, about 40 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, you might want to drag through there because it's got a real demonstration.
All right. Okay. Oh, yeah, here we go. Let's see what this is. He's pouring some green liquids into some different vials. You want me to let this play so we watch the thing, or let's see what he's got going?
Yeah. For some reason, I can't pull it up. I think that was it right there. He poured the water in. I should have gave you a time marker on that one. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. Weird voice on here.
Yeah, there it is right there.
Okay, so that's interesting. So he's got 4 different shaped, what are these called? Vials, I guess we'll call them.
Sure.
Yeah, listen, Cleary, why aren't you showing a ball? Show water around a ball, Cleary. Come on, man.
Yeah. There is a little ball in that one vial there, so.
Yeah, there's your ball, Travis. Look. So essentially they're different thicknesses, different shapes. They hold different volumes, I take it, since they're different.
Yeah, all the liquid weight is equivalent, and the vertical column height are all equivalent, and that's your equilibrium.
Wow, and it still goes to the same level. Okay.
Yep. And at what distance can you falsify this? You could go on forever, right?
I would assume so, since water doesn't compact, right? It doesn't, what's it called?
Well, if you put pressure on it, like he did on that one end where he had his hand on there, it was a different pressure there. But atmospheric pressure being consistent at the same elevation, would give you the equilibrium.
Sure. Okay.
Yep.
So no matter what, if you have the water level wound around, side's bigger than the other side, it's not going to make a difference, right? Each side is still going to come out to equilibrium.
Absolutely. And then when like the main surveyor told us that we could establish a horizontal plane, but he said, why would you want to? So the surveyors are going to come out and take those 3 posts, establish a horizontal, and then you can take the water levels and line them up to those horizontals. And guess what? Everything's going to match up. So that's what the test is, and it's geometry, it's surveying, and it's science. So yeah, it's go time.
I
Bro,
like
that
it.
was
This is
classic.
1 mile.
They were asking a surveyor how if he could set up a horizontal right over a mile, and all he could say was, "But why would you want to do that?"
That's funny. Let me read this super chat real quick because I'm a little behind on it. Aaron Armstrong, $5 Australian. Thanks. Horizontal is also defined as level following the curvature of the Earth's surface or vice versa. Doesn't matter either way. There he's bringing the curvature of the Earth into it. The definition in the Webster's dictionary was a little more ambiguous than that, if I remember correctly. Let's go back to that if I can find it.
While you're doing that, all of these redefinitions have to be taken back to the point at which the original definition died, right? So this goes back to what I said a while ago. When did the last scientist die? So before we started to define horizontal, level, flat, whatever you want, before we started to define them with reference to the center of the Earth, all we have to do is find a previous definition, idea, or reference to horizontal or level without the center of the Earth as its reference point to prove that science has adapted to, as Right the Hand said, or illogical premises.
There is no reference to the center of the Earth with respect to level, apart from the ones that get made up by people that make their own geometry up. The best reference and the best one you will get is perpendicular.
Hey, Bev, I know a lot of people are interested in this test. Hansel is really interested. A lot of globe heads are really, really interested in it. So, like, today, we did get that quote for the hose pipe. So, things are kind of moving forward. I don't know. Did you want to get into that real quick about participating in that experiment, we're calling it now, measurement?
Well, yeah. At the minute, we're trying to work out how to add science. Like Cleary's just explained. There's a hydrostatic element to this test.
May I add right here, right now, hydrostatics is calculated with R from the radius of the core of the Earth. So hydrostatics,
are you sure?
Yes. I'll post and back and pop it up. Hydrostatics is calculated from a radius of the center of the Earth. Thank you.
If you're a globe head.
Okay, so there should be.
That's what we're dealing with.
There should be curvature.
So that's the first thing they will throw. Yes,
measurable curvature.
Let me post.
Okay, which model do you go with from earlier?
I'm a flathead, man. I know these.
Okay, well, if you calculate it with R, which model from earlier on would you go with if you want to inject R into it? Because
I would never.
All I've ever heard is it's a head of pressure, right? It's a vertical column.
No, he's right. I just looked it up, and it does require density G, pressure. It's a whole bunch of their assumptions were rolled into that.
Yeah,
Wait. Gravitas, right? Wait.
Told you.
Yeah.
So you're saying that the globe heads define reality through their model and their definition?
Through their R and the center of the Earth, and
that's
those
what
water levels.
That's fine.
At 1 mile apart would be angled away from each other. They would not be plumb in their model.
Okay, so it should be it's measurable then, right?
Absolutely should be. Absolutely 100% flat and horizontal is measurable.
That's what we've that's what we've got the test for. Yeah.
That's what I've said. I like it. Now for practicality, like I say, you take some 8mm ID tubing. You can see air bubbles, everything. It's easy to tap into. There are couplings for it. The basic couplings are dirt cheap, and the tubing itself is about $300 per 1,000 foot. About 6 rolls will get you your full mile plus.
Mm-hmm.
And a few little adapters, like you say, and some spare to do these quarter miles or the half mile one on the insides of each side. I mean, you just multiply the cost of your tube. You double it if you're,
Yeah, we've had a cost for the tube, so we know what the cost is for the tube.
So you're going with polyvinyl, that vinyl tubing.
We don't know yet. We've had we're still in the process of deciding how weighing up the cost of everything, because I mean, after all,
that would be my budget suggestion and practicality suggestion.
Wow, Jimbo. Yeah, you sure you're a flathead? He said. Okay.
So this is a test, and we have to weigh up the cost. So
sure.
If we're doing a test, I mean, we're doing a test to prove that level is horizontal. Sounds a bit ridiculous, right?
No, you can look at $2,000 or $3,000 Canadian for that.
Mm-hmm.
With, basic tubing and other stuff. It really run about $2,000 to $3,000.
So
what do you mean? It sounds ridiculous, though.
Who would you be proving it to?
Is that why? That's why you say it sounds kind of ridiculous. I think yourself, like you said to begin with. Yeah.
Well, I already know. I've already got my proofs. I know what will happen, right? So this test, if the test occurs, then it's going to cost, and who's going to add to the cost? Now we have the thing. The test is just a geometric test. I mean, that's not really a test. Level is horizontal. Surveyors measure level as being horizontal. I've just explained to you it is horizontal. The question is, like Jimbo's just said, they have a problem with R. Now, if they inject R in, then there is a curvature within the science, within the hydrostatics. So that is where the experiment can come into it. Now, how can we sort the experiment?
I'd contribute $100 to a project like that because I know it's valid, it's practical. There's a cap on the cost of it, not like Jaren's $10,000 for a little post to pass a laser through along a canal at $10,000 a post. This is literally pennies a foot. It's calculable and executable. Practical over the distance of a mile. It's not impossible. I put 100 in that if there was a fund for it and it's organized and planned and detailed, no problem.
What was your question again, Bev? I lost it.
It was like we're trying to think of a way to, if people want to get involved, I mean, what would they be getting involved with? That level is horizontal. I mean, that's already a given. It seems a bit silly to get people to pay money for that, but
wrong.
You're trying to add stuff to it.
Yeah, we may as well do as much as we can, right? We've got it there. Absolutely. We get it sorted. We get the surveyors out, and it establishes a horizontal. That's geometric. I mean, that's sorted already. Doesn't really need to be dealt with. But if we can add some sort of a science element to it, then we could write up a paper. And anybody that was sort of involved in the test then could get their name on a paper if we could manage to add some science to it.
That's an interesting idea. Yeah, I like it.
It should be done kind of at two levels, with one simplified for most people and the more technical one for people who won't be bored or confused by it,
If we can work out some way to put a hydrostatic element test into this. Now I do have a few ways, but again, I'm always thinking geometric. So,
well, if you could even make that the focal point of the test,
that's the experiment there.
Mm-hmm.
So the secondary part of it would be, in order to accept this first part about hydrostatics,
you need to measure horizontals.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. You got Bevs, geometry and everything, and then you've got the other. At what distance between 2 points can you falsify hydrostatic equilibrium? It's that simple.
We're calling it the dark horse. Do you like that?
I do like that. Say that one more time again, Cleary, because you said that quickly, and I'm not sure everybody caught the significance of what you said about the hydrostatics.
Yeah, this is the science, right? This is the experiment end of it. At what distance between 2 points can you falsify hydrostatic equilibrium? At what distance Can you falsify horizontal?
In other words, how far does it take before the hydrostatic equilibrium doesn't hold true?
Yeah.
Well, we're getting into the realm of the same thing as Coriolis and other things.
No, we're not.
It's
Coriolis?
yeah. Well,
What is that?
not for the project. I'm not saying, but their confusion that they're going to go into from the globe side. I'm not talking about the validity of this test.
I'm not worried about
I'm talking about how. Okay, well,
they're confused already, man. There's nothing we can do psychologically. We can't help them. You know, we're just here doing science, measuring, surveying, understanding geometry, looking at reality. So we don't live on a model. They do.
Okay. We're all looking at reality.
If you're going to model, right, your model has to be based on logical axioms. So if we're going to have a model, right, and we're going to say if an object is moving, it's moving. If an object is not moving, it's not moving. That has to moving has to be moving, not moving has to be moving. That's what you do to make a model. In their model, moving can be not moving, up can be down, horizontal can be vertical depending where you are. This is because everything they have is illogical.
Right.
So
Still water. Yeah, still water cannot be in motion, right? Water at rest cannot be in motion. So that's logic for you right there. You're done. You're done.
Yeah, but they'll say water is always moving. The molecules are always bouncing around.
But water's at rest.
Yeah. Let's not split hairs here. There's vapor pressure being exerted by the surface of the water, and that affects cameras, long distance shots, all kinds of stuff. But we're not covering vapor pressure ever here, apparently. So let's move on to hydrostatics, which is also vapor pressure related, and ignore vapor pressure and looking at anything related.
Yeah, I'm just saying, do you say vapor pressure as in like bouncing balls? Is this what you're talking about?
Talking about air as a superfluid.
Yeah, not as dramatic, but again, yes, as bouncy balls, because the same superfluid and fluids have the property of sticking to the R and pointing towards the center of the earth, all bodies of water. So across this 1 mile, like I say, the water level in the middle, call that the z-axis straight up. The other two at either end of that mile will be pointing away from the z-axis. One will point east, one will point west. No, in their fantasy.
I don't understand why you talk about their fantasy. Why is your brain in that? Why do you live in that confusion?
It's their confusion, but it's what they.
But you're talking about it like it's reality to you. You're representing it.
We can do the
it's
test.
Very confusing.
I can contribute to it. I don't mind. I know it's a good test. But no matter what you do, these people will shoot it down.
Yeah,
I don't know. But I want to do it.
I know. I've been dealing with it for a year.
I'm trying to be realistic. Yes, for years. It's like banging your head against the wall.
But
it's like
Jimbo,
it's not.
Jimbo, who cares what they say? Who cares what they think? This is for
why
us.
do we do it in the first?
Because I'm doing it for everybody here.
I'm cool. That sense, I'm cool.
It's about experience, man.
Prove what we already know, but that's cool too. I like that.
You would go out and you experience it, and maybe somewhere in history people will say these people went out and did this. This big group of people all joined together and made this happen.
It's very important to know why and who you're doing something for. And
we're doing it for everybody.
Everybody, but again, not for the necessarily.
We're not doing it for the overeducated
or other people that will just try to do everything to collectively shoot it down.
Can I just add a note in here as well? Can I just add in a note that we're not asking anybody for money. We don't want any money at the moment. We may have a solution to not even ask for money. The whole point of doing this was to do it as a group and not have to go asking for money.
That's very good too. It saves conflicts of interest and people saying, wow, you took more than you needed and all that shit.
It really does. It does. Because it always leads to trouble. Money between friends, money between associates. It's always trouble. I really like it. It was a good presentation, but I do want to give, since he's been piping up a little bit, some people a chance to ask some questions. And it seems like you have a couple questions, Carlos, or perhaps a way to improve the test, or what's up?
I just joined recently. I didn't quite follow up on all the specifics of the test, but it sounds like they're talking about a pipe and water and getting a horizontal and level. I don't know.
Yeah, you should go back and watch it. It was a pretty good presentation. Well, it was a really good presentation, actually. I really like the way you broke it down, Bev, with the logic, starting with the definitions, making it very concrete. The diagrams was a good way to present it. So thank you for bringing that here. But does anybody else have any questions, constructive criticism, anything along those lines for
I've got a suggestion.
Bev and company? Yeah, go ahead, Glenn.
Yeah, I've got a suggestion on the hydrostatic side of things. It's probably so minute that it would have to be done so precisely, but either way, the suggestion is going to be, if I take a glass of water and I set up a camera lens where the camera lens is exactly at the line of the skin of the water within the glass, yep, all I will see is a line of the water surface. I will not see on top of the water, neither underneath the water. It would just be a line, similar to Jeranism's table, where he looks dead square and then he can squash it up and make it bend.
On the subject of the meniscus, you can add, like, you know, it's like...
No, wait there. Wait there. That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is, if you were in the middle of the hump, let's say, and I love that you've given names. I think it was the Kozlowski-Bislin model.
Kozlowski-Bislin hump.
Yeah, the hump. So if you're on top of the hump, obviously everything's dropping 8 inches all around you. So what you would see...
that's the
either way,
nutsack
or
drop.
2 inches up.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, 2 inches up. Yeah, if we're 2 inches up, just bear with me on this. If you had a camera, and this is more of an optical thing, if you had a camera and you looked down your vials, if you had a photograph of the end vial, would the water line be exactly that, perpendicular?
Or perspective compression? You're talking about drop with distance?
Well, it's
Optical
more...
illusion?
No, it's more, are you going to see a line, a straight line, i.e. none of the surface and none of underneath the water to the underneath surface, or are you going to see a little bit of the surface at the back of the vial, if you get that?
You don't use a water level like that.
You don't.
No, that's
the only thing I can say.
No, that's not. Put it this way, if it's on a curve, okay, it would have to fractionally be leaning away from you. Okay, meaning that you would see...
Wait, I don't think you understand what a water level is.
No. The point is, an optical line, yeah, you put it this way, over a mile, you're not going to get any tilt of like a building that people say they tilt back.
A water level is not an optical tool.
I'm not saying that.
Why are you trying to use it optically then?
No, I'm saying I'm suggesting for hydrostatic. Did you not want any suggestions for the hydrostatic thing? I thought I was just listening.
Level is not an optical tool.
I'm not saying it is.
Well, why are you trying to use it optically then?
For the hydrostatic equilibrium thing.
Well, don't use a water level then.
But that hydrostatic
equilibrium... he's already doing this experiment using the vials.
That's
so
the
I'm
same
saying...
thing. It's just a different aspect of it. It's either geometry or science.
That's what I'm saying. So if it's a straight line, it's in exact perpendicular hydrostatic equilibrium right across board.
Okay, yeah, the line we're talking about is a horizontal line. If you see the top
surface of it, then it's dropped in your field of view. If you see the top of the water surface.
Okay, we're not talking about looking down the line. What we're doing is establish a horizontal line that's actually going to be marked from surveyors who say they can do it. Okay, that's the reference point. You're not looking from one end to the other. Maybe that's what you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about hydrostatic equilibrium. What you were talking about is establishing, is there a level from this 2 mile point or mile either side?
Yeah, at each point, the 3 points for the mile, in the middle and on each end, everything is going to be matched up from the canal to the horizontal line established by the surveyors to the water level.
Yes, and you just showed a video with the green liquid in all the different shaped vials, yeah?
Yep.
And you said that if you extend that out, it should be all straight. So if you got a camera one end, all you would see is just a line. You would not see any of the surface if you was directly in line with the vial water limit.
Yes.
You would not see any of the surface or underneath of the surface through the water. You would have to angle your camera either down or up in order to see. Yeah, do you get
But
that?
if you're trying to look down the distance, perspective compression is a function of distance. Things drop away.
No.
Visually.
I don't think you've got it, or I've not explained it correctly.
I'm just saying that.
Picture those water vials that we were just talking about, filled with a green liquid. A flat earther's ideology and concept is that if you extend that for 2 miles, it would be identical to what you saw on the table. Yep. From a globe earther's point of view, it will not. It will be a curve.
Oh, you're thinking like a globe head. Yeah, you're trying to. Yeah. See, I don't think like a globe head. Yeah, I understand.
No,
we're also not doing this from the point of view of flat Earth. We're doing this from the point of view of level is horizontal.
But I thought you wanted suggestions about the hydrostatic thing. But
no, yeah, but we're not doing this to prove the shape of the Earth. This is just
no, but it was a suggestion to add on to the actual experiment, which is what I thought you asked for. But
well, let's reset a minute because I think the suggestion got lost a little bit in the back and forth. So, what is the suggestion to add onto it, Glenn?
The suggestion is imagine the vials that everyone's just seen. A flat earther's model would be the vials would be identical. You get a camera, you look down one end, that you will not see any of the surface. You will just see a straight line. You go down the other end, you look down, as long as you're in line with that water's edge, you will just see one line. Now, if it's a curve and you're sat in the middle and you're looking through an optical device, a camera that would have to be high quality or a telescope, and you look and you see part of the water surface, that means that the hydrostatic equilibrium is bending with the land and it's creating a curve. If you still see it as a flat line, it's flat. That's where I was coming from. I don't know whether I've explained it right or not.
I got you. I got what you're saying, but the question is, how many degrees of tilt would there be on that line?
It's not a degree of tilt. That's the thing.
There would be no tilt.
It's either you're going to see the lip of the foreground, let's say, and then the background either slightly higher or lower.
Yeah, that's tilt.
Hang on, Gleam. I've got a question for you. Right, how does this observation in air brackets differ from the water dropping away, the water in the vials dropping away from the established line that the surveyors gave us?
Because it's an additional remote measurement.
How is it? Because what you are saying is if it is one way, then it will be a straight line on the line that the surveyors gave us. If it's another way, it will be a curved line.
No, if there's drop, you will see...
which won't be on the line that the surveyors gave us. So we've already got the test or the observation that you're looking for. We've already got built into our observation without looking down the length of a mile or half a mile from the half distance.
If you're satisfied with that, cool. I just heard a minute ago that you were looking for the black horse, I think it was called.
It's not an additional observation though, is it? We've already got that observation built in from the line that the surveyors have given us.
Can I just come in? Just that the problem will be the optical instrument that you're going to use to see whether this is higher or lower than. We know that cameras that we use, how accurate are they over these distances? It's a mile, it's a long distance.
You're also having to add in the element of looking in a straight line.
Yeah, and surveyors, are surveying land at maximum, say, 75 meters. And, you're talking about doing observation over a mile.
Yeah,
so, that's cool. You don't need to do it. It was just a suggestion. Put it that way.
No, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, there's an angular size reduction. Like Gleam, like you're a really smart guy, and I appreciate you, giving your input, of course. But if you take glasses of water across a long table and look down them, they're not going to be level optically. You're going to see a drop just in a very short distance, 6, 7, 8 feet. It doesn't take much. That's optical, though. That's not surveying. That's not measuring. That's just visual distortion.
All right. Well, I think
I like.
good suggestion. Does anybody else have any other suggestions for either the hydrostatics or the overall thing?
I like the fact that they're going to use a professional surveyor. That way, the Globers can't cry after.
That's an interesting point. It's an interesting point, right? Because what would be more accurate, a surveyor or a water level? Who'd win?
I would think the water.
It's a contest.
Choose.
Yes.
Choose what tool they want to use too. Yeah. Many methods of establishing a horizontal plane.
You want to use several different methods at the same time. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Spot on level. Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
that was what my suggestion was.
Let me interject this. B-ball for life, $5. Panel, are you doing this test to find the truth? Bev and guys, I'll let you guys answer that.
Yeah, exactly like I've explained it. I mean, what else is there to?
What can be more truthful?
Yeah,
I know. Just you guys won't say it. B-ball, shut the fuck up. That is the
horizontal is a fact.
That is the stupidest question that I
Yeah,
I'll be a little more charitable. B-ball, yes, we are doing it to find the truth. That's why I do what I do, and I believe that's why these guys are doing what they do, and they've pretty much said as much with the definition of proof at the beginning.
Yeah, I think there's a group of people out there who think we are going to lie about this. I don't know why.
We're not trying to discover the truth. Okay, we already know the truth. Level is horizontal. Water makes a horizontal. All you're going to do is demonstrate that that is true.
Mm-hmm.
So people are going to argue with the truth, the logic, just the geometry of it. Fine, okay. Then they'll argue with the demonstration of it because that's what ballers do. So this, it's going to be great. It'll prove everything we already knew, and that's the reason we're doing it. We do it based on what we know, and it will work accordingly. Predictions, as they like to say.
I'm doing it personally because I feel this is empowering, and being able to discover your own proof, no matter how many people tell you that you're wrong.
Yeah, no matter how many people say, we went to the moon, you're going to be like, no, I measured the canal.
Yeah.
I measured the water level. It's flat.
Yeah.
It's horizontal. It's whatever you want to call it.
There's no
matter
curve.
How people tell me a mountain moves, I will never think a mountain moves.
Mm-hmm.
A mountain doesn't go around the sun. Horizontal isn't curved. And we didn't land on the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really good thing you said there, Bev. I like that because that's what drives me. A lot of the stuff that I do is just to figure it out for myself, regardless of how many people are telling me I'm stupid. Because we take a lot of shit as flat earthers, especially when you're speaking publicly. Whether you go on the panels or just in the comments, every flat earther takes just horrible ridicule.
Just in the name, Brandon. You call yourself a flat earther, man. They want to beat you down and make you answer for everything the Flat Earth Society ever said. Just with that label.
Yeah,
they love
that's
to
true.
beat you up with that.
Yeah, they've got it down to a science, criticizing and ridiculing us. That's for sure. Probably a handbook for it somewhere.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Any other questions about Bev stuff? I did have some feedback from Aaron. He posted a picture of blue marble. So for what that's worth.
Wow. What's that black stuff around the outside?
And then WS said, that the two different models, the which one was it? The Bilu nutsack one.
The
and,
nutsack.
Oh my God! What a trigger fest in general chat, man. That's crazy. Everybody's in there. Crow, Drone Star.
Oh, listen to Jem. Flat Earthers should be ridiculed for being so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, show us your Twitter shelter, Jim.
So what was I saying? Oh, so WS was asking if you thought those were two different, those two models of the curvature, one looking out as the Earth curves away from you, and one from each side. If you see those as different models of the, ideas of how the ball Earth.
Yeah, they are definitely completely different within the model of the water level. The water level dropping away from your horizontal at a rate of 8 inches times the distance in miles squared is a drop of 8 inches. Now the other model, the Kozlowski Bislin hump, has a raise up in the centre. That's a raise. So one of them drops and the other one raises. I mean, yes, absolutely different with the way a water level works. WS. Anytime you want to come and explain it geometrically, you've invited. Come on. Let's have this out, WS.
Yeah, we have invited WS 1,000 times and he will not talk. He's scared. He's a chat troll. Whatever.
Well, I've heard him on shows, and he was, very well spoken and presented himself really well. So I know he's not like some hermit who lives in a hole somewhere. I don't know why he won't join more often, but maybe he's just busy.
Good.
Yeah. Well, anytime.
Busy trolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, non-stop, right? Busy asking you the same question he asked you 3 years ago and 2 years ago.
Yeah, and you've answered about 400 times.
Are you guys talking about GPS or WS? Or maybe they're the same guy.
Same thing. Same thing.
Yeah.
Is that the same person? No.
The Bislin model and the Kozlowski model are exactly the same. You just don't understand it, Bev, because you're a moron.
You're on a short leash, and if you make one more insult like that and don't have a productive conversation, you're gone, Rumpus. So do you have some questions or some constructive criticism?
They are both Kozlowski models.
I mean, okay,
Rumpus.
if you read any surveying text, and I've got some here, I've got a sort of book.
Well, you've got some surveying text.
You're interrupting me now. You're interrupting me. If anybody who's read any surveying book will know that level and horizontal are two completely different things. I mean, I can show you a diagram from a surveying textbook, which Bev apparently is not aware of. I mean, it's just simple stuff. Anybody who thinks that horizontal and level are the same thing simply know nothing about the subject. And also, Bev doesn't understand that if his mod is
Bye, Rumpus. Okay, so we know what Rumpus thinks. Sorry, guys. I'm just not going to let him blow this up because this has been a good discussion so far. And if he's just going to come in here and say, I don't understand. How did he talk again? I don't understand. What the hell?
It was me.
It's Carlos.
Oh
Carlos does a good impression.
Shit. God damn it, Carlos. All right, I
One
don't
more
explain it
you don't
anymore.
understand.
I got one more
on there.
I got one more suggestion. Have some people there videotaping. Like as soon as the surveyor puts his stake in to make the horizontal, have people recording it nonstop.
Don't worry
they're gonna
about
get touched.
it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Ronnie
everyone's got a camera phone.
Can I just add something? It's just nice that people want to get involved and have their ideas put forward. A few of us have been part of this test, and we've been doing it for about over a year. Some of us, and we've probably thought of what we think are probably most of the most of the ideas linked with different things we can do with the test, and like I said, anyone's ideas are welcome, and but all it is just we may have been through them ourselves anyway, but if you've got something, put it forward. Cheers.
Yeah, Rodney B says textbooks don't accurately represent what surveyors do in reality.
Yeah. Rodney'd be a good guy to have a chat with about the test if Rodney wants to come back to
Absolutely
on the level or something. MEUK. Rodney, come and have a chat, and we'll.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know about the Discord, what's the name of your Discord? Why don't you plug your Discord and maybe plug your channel, Bev, or anybody else too?
It's well, the YouTube channel is Try Thinking, and the Discord channel, which is everybody's invited to come round to, is On the Level MEUK. Slightly bit rename.
What a nice place it is there. It's great.
Hey guys, I've got some breaking news. Biden won the election.
Bite your tongue, young man. Bite it hard.
Welcome to the end of the world. Oh my god.
All right, I'm just spamming your channel in the chat here for you, Bev. Aaron Armstrong said, yeah, no problem. Oh, poor FEs, $5 Australian. Oh, poor FEs feel ridiculed. Stop saying ridiculous things then.
Wow, it's making you money. Nice. Hey, thank you, Aaron.
Yes, thank you, Aaron. Okay. All right. Any other questions for Bev and team, or any other comments from your guys' side about the presentation?
I have a question. Why did Rumpus get booted out?
Did you listen to what he said when he came in? He just came in guns and blazes. He called us idiot, told we don't understand, said we don't know the difference between this and that. And it's old, man.
You didn't call him names after that, though. You gave him a warning.
Saying you don't understand is not an argument. That's all you're ever going to get out of Rumpus, is he'll say you don't understand.
Okay.
He always wants to rubbish everything. We've been sitting here calmly talking about reality, and he wants to come in here and turn it into a shit show. But yeah.
Here's what I said.
Yeah, and insult everyone, call everyone morons.
It's just the you don't understand fallacy. It's old, it's boring, and it's so 2005.
It's Rumpus.
Exactly why I kicked him, because I said, if you have something constructive to say or a question, go ahead. And the next thing out of his mouth shortly after was, you don't understand.
He's put himself on deafen, so he's not interested in the conversation we're actually having. He's only interested in coming in and letting off his anger about the subject and being nasty to us.
It's probably on Skype to Carlos. Come on.
He wants to hear himself talk, I think.
He's listening on
Good
YouTube
one, he probably
right
is
now.
too.
I guarantee you he's listening right now. Hey, Rumpy, what's up, bro?
He's mostly I feel like he's just here to ruin the conversation. Like if you're just
that goes without saying.
The rumpus is the disturbance. That's his job. That's what he gets paid to do.
He doesn't get paid for that.
Oh,
bro, their
What his
names,
name
man.
is, the Rumpus.
His name, bro. Then there's even the guy's name is Zealot Clown. Like, who would name themselves these things? It's like they name what they are. It's
Called
crazy,
being a
bro.
troll. It's the same reason why I call myself a flat Earth denier. It's just funny.
You deny reality. That's all you do. Everything everyone presents, Carlos, you deny. You never present anything tangible.
But you are a pagan, though, Carlos, yeah?
No, that's just my last name.
No matter what we show you, you'll deny it. Every time.
Let Carlos go on the whiteboard.
Do you have a whiteboard, Carlos?
You don't want to see that.
Oh, okay.
No, let him work through Bev's whiteboard.
Colombian.
I have a chalkboard because I'm from South America.
We should call it the whiteboard of doom now.
Do you want to explain to us how it works on the whiteboard, Carlos? Do you want the use of my whiteboard and you can explain how your model works?
I don't have enough money for chalk. Start a GoFundMe.
Okay.
Carlos, seriously, you question
is that a refusal?
Level being horizontal? You seriously question that?
Yes, I seriously question that according to the heliocentric model.
There it is. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner, Johnny.
Yeah, wow, I never heard that. You got me, man.
Well, you got us with your model, too. Don't worry.
I know, right?
Any proof other than what is predicted by your model? Any, like, reality proofs that you can think of?
The results of the predictions made by the model.
What model?
Oh, God.
What predictions?
What predictions, yeah.
What predictions?
Which model?
Boats over the curve.
The drop
Yes.
or the hump?
curve? You didn't really just say that, did you?
Curvature.
I said yes.
Both over the curve.
Sorry, guys.
Dude, get a new mic or something. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. I'm still working on running a route here. Know how it is.
Me too, Carla.
I work too.
Any of you guys got any ideas on how we can add some hydrostatic science into this test while we're doing it? You know, may as well while we're there.
What, like hydrostatic equilibrium?
Actually, I do have an idea, man.
Eliminate the R. I don't know what else to say.
What R, Jimbo? What
I know,
R?
I know,
What
but-
R is there on a?
I know, but you Google anything on hydrostatics, you
I
got
don't
an R.
care.
I know, I don't care either.
I don't want
I'm
to.
already there with you.
Googling it isn't going to be much use, is it? That's not much of a scientific.
I think once it's shown that level is horizontal, you at that point you can eliminate the R.
Yeah.
Also,
R is dead after that.
Manipulate the tube, lift it up, and watch what happens to the water level.
Watch it drain
So
out at
if you-
both ends.
Yeah, bring a big curve, make a big curve out of the water level, and demonstrate what would happen. You know, so lift it up on certain points, and say, hey, if this point was on the point where it should be, right? What would happen, like on a curve? And then you'll see if it's not even, it's not even.
Have you ever? Has anyone ever looked into hydrostatics?
It'll never not be even on the ends.
Yeah, when you're pouring cement a big area, there's a water level. One end is fixed, and the other end moves around to where you want to make sure everything is level. That's
I
all
had a
there is
question.
to it.
I had a question about the surveyors. Did you ask them what their like tolerance or error was going to be on this horizontal line?
Did I ask them?
Yeah.
It depends on what tools you want and how much they're going to cost. I think the Canadian survey is your man. He's like accuracy check.
Yep. Any place between a couple of centimeters to a couple of millimeters depends what you want.
All right, that's good. That works, man.
But the big question is which is more accurate?
Right. Is the water level more accurate?
Yeah. Do surveyors know that? I've never actually heard of a surveyor that understands what a water level they are. Most of the ones that we've ever asked go, oh, that's a good question, isn't it?
They're better for doing a project than a spirit level. Even if you have a 6 foot long spirit level, you're still better off and get better accuracy with a simple water level.
More
period.
accurate over distance, right?
A whole lot more accurate.
No sightline needed either.
Accurate.
You don't need a sightline. That's the beauty of it. You don't need to look all the way from one end
Look,
to the other.
Where that water says it's level, it's damn level with the other end. End of
Rodney
story.
D says we can get within 3 to 5 hundredths accuracy over a mile.
Hundredths of what?
Absolutely. Samples, data samples. You can do it every
Hundredths
quarter
of what?
mile, every 100 yards.
Be hundredths
have
of an
another
inch.
water level indicator coming up. Just more samples are more accurate. That's all.
Hundredths
of a foot.
Yeah.
Hundredths. Is that what he said? Hundredths of a foot?
Yeah, because they decimalize feet, don't they, over there in
So what's a
in
hundredth
America
of a
land?
foot? Who talks like that?
It's just well, the American surveyors
American
do.
surveyor. Yeah. You're a Canadian surveyor, man. You don't have a clue.
In England, it's 2 pinkies and a big toe.
It's kind of stupid. We count by 12 and then convert everything to decimals. Pretty dumb.
Right. And refuse to accept the metric system.
Yeah.
We're not taking that commie bullshit over here, man. That's
Yeah, right. But you're gonna divide your foot into hundredths.
Yeah,
you
you decimalize imperial measurements.
Yeah, do you know, how,
freedom,
you know how
mother-
the metric system works?
Barely.
Yeah, you choose to ignore the metric
System, son.
Yeah.
All right,
Come on up
that's
to
cool.
Canada. We'll help you with metrics.
No, yeah, I bet you'll help us out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty accuracy then, right? Three or 4 hundredths of a foot. That
What is that in inches?
Oh, it's 16ths ish, isn't it? It's
There's 25.4. Shit, I don't know. It's a lot.
That sounds like some great accuracy. Yeah.
yeah. It's like it's a millimeter ish, right? It's as close as they can read on the staff for every transition that they make.
Yeah.
That's what it is, really. I'd say about 16th of an inch if you 32th if you're really, really good.
It is very accurate, but do you have to include assumptions such as standard refraction?
No. You
Nope.
look at
Okay.
one end, it'll be the same level as the other end if it's a mile away or 100 yards away.
Okay, here it is. There's
You
about
don't have to
300
see the other
millimeters.
end.
300 millimeters in a foot.
Yeah.
300 millimeters in a foot. Nice. Jimbo, that's where you said it's the same as in, what did you just say? Same as in a mile as in a foot?
If you have a water level and you have
water
one
level,
end
okay.
in one position fixed and you move around with the other, no matter where you stop and level off, the water level in your hand or that you plant where you are will be exactly level at the water line with the level that you can't even see. It can be half a
But
mile away.
surveyors
100
don't,
yards away.
surveyors don't look over that mile in one shot, though.
Yeah, like I say though, we're not looking at this like flat or like Globers or like necessarily surveyors would. This is a little bit out of the box, right?
Yeah, with the water level that long.
You can't bring Glober thinking into this. Don't bring inside the box into it either. Already enough to deal with this R to the center of the earth and hydrostatics and vapor pressure.
I think what Rodney was talking about though, because Rodney's a surveyor, he's talking about like an auto level measurement of accuracy. So we've got a slight bit confused there between an auto level, the tool, and the water level.
Yeah,
Well, Bevs
would know,
auto
no
level.
matter what, you're measuring gradients, and you measure the gradients in grads or degrees or gradients. And the gradients are fun because they divide a quarter of a normal circle into 100 gradients.
Why are you talking about circles?
Because we're trying to like make a straight line over a body of water with the water level or wherever we are, and we're trying
It's
to
not over a body of water.
So what's a circle got to do with it?
Yeah, and there's no body of water to go over.
Bev, what is the accuracy rating on your tool within a half a millimeter over a kilometer double run?
It's a 1 millimeter
over
a 1 kilometer double run. Yeah.
It's not angles.
No, there's no.
It's not over a body
There's
of
no
water.
gradients. There's no circles involved in it. It's just
They're
vertical and
both
horizontal references.
are
That's all we're
plumb to
doing.
each other also. Horizontal and plumb vertically. Surface of the water is exactly level with the surface in both of those open ends of the tube. Same height to each other and same vertical position or horizontal position of the water to each other.
Mm-hmm.
They do not tilt away from each other like Globers would believe. And
Rock on.
And all science points to that bullshit like Coriolis. It's the same bullshit, different pile.
I think you've got to be careful though in this situation, right? Because surveyors and like science don't think that they think level is horizontal. There's only a very few surveyors that you hear of and talk to and people that imagine things like Rumpus just came in with his imaginings about what happens. Now,
I understand.
if you take that on, I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to everybody now. If you take that on and think that all surveyors are against you, you will automatically put the surveyor that you end up talking to on the back foot, because you end up treating them like they're Rumpus when they're not. They will say that level is horizontal. The imaginings are in the minds of the people in this particular discussion that we're in.
Yeah, we're on the same side as real surveyors, not the Three Stooges, not the three guys running around here that everyone talks about.
Let me ask a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
A surveyor uses his meter there to measure a gradient or a slope and never a curve. Like Rumpus says, I forget the name of it there, measures curve. It never has, never will. It measures the gradient, a slope. Surveyors do not measure
How
curve.
do you measure curve?
You don't. You measure slope.
No.
Well, how do you measure a slope? Even though you're just
measure a
measuring, you're just
point.
looking at a point, and you're imagining what's
With 3,
happening
4, 5
between the point, the origin point,
Jimbo,
and the point that you're looking at.
Jimbo, have you ever heard of differential leveling? No. Right?
All I know is that grads are like a circle divided into...
Yeah. And you don't even understand how to measure elevation changes. I'm trying to be rude.
And I'm driving up a 2% slopes. It's not as bad as my brakes to come down as a 5% grade would be.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you don't
you
use
just,
that for differential leveling.
No,
Yeah.
that. Sometimes they're marked in percent of degree.
Jimbo, did you
You're
hear
talking
what
about
was said?
roads.
Yeah, they don't use that for differential leveling. The stuff you're talking about.
Slopes are not the same as level.
My car, my brakes, my trucks. It's practical.
Yeah, that's a road. That's a grade. We're
Differential
talking
level.
about elevation changes measured by surveyors. It's a method called differential leveling. They don't look out across the ocean 9 miles. Okay, I don't know what that is.
You have to, as a surveyor and stuff, calculate grade and slope for a lot of projects, right? For drainage, you always have to calculate for drainage, don't you?
Can I just come in?
I think you're missing the point.
Can I just have a go here? Because what you're doing, and when you're looking through the level, right? There's a guy at the other end, or a position of staff, or some GPS system, or whatever. Now, what you're doing is you're finding the position that thing is in, and then you're marking the elevation or the distance away from the horizontal to the ground level at that point, right? Now, that is one measurement made, one at a time, of a point, right? Now, in order for that to mean anything at all, you have to put it on a piece of paper or a graph and represent it in a way to find any sort of slope or degree, anything, right? Now, once you've done that, then you can determine other things. Now, you can only use Euclidean principles when you join a point to an other point. That's a straight line.
Yeah,
so
you're
at no point can you ever look and measure a curve, or even put it on a paper and...
Can I add something, Bev?
Measure
Yeah,
a
Can I
curve.
just add something to that?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
establish your datum line, right? For any project, canals, buildings, you have a datum line that you work with. It's your level. You know its elevation from sea level, and that it's straight and horizontally level from point A to point B. Your datum line, right?
Yeah. That's what you just move the datum, yeah. With differential leveling. That's how you do. That's what you do with the datum. You start off at a datum, you move
all
it.
your work is around, above, and below the datum line.
Yeah, what was that, Jeremy? Was it Jeremy? Somebody wanted to add something.
I wanted to add something new. Okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Rob.
Rob Key.
Okay. Hey guys. Anyway, but you're talking about points and straight lines. That's all Euclidean. These people want to use non-Euclidean.
They can't though, can they?
So I understand that, but that's what they want to do. But in reality, we have to deal with Euclidean, which is points and lines.
Even in the field of the vapor pressure, they want to use like basically non-Euclidean, and that all this stuff happens based on a gravitational force that pulls everything to the center of the Earth around this ball.
Pull your head out of the
There is
clear.
no gravitational force. There is no gravitational force.
I know that. We all know
Why are you talking about it then?
Yeah, why do you keep reifying it then?
I don't know.
Oh, I just don't understand. Why do you keep chatting about stuff that doesn't exist?
It's like you're a representative. I am the attorney for the Globeheads. I will tell you their argument. I will explain it, and then I will seem like a Globehead to everyone. It's like
We don't want Jimbo to be a globehead. We do not want Jimbo to be a globehead.
Nah, Jimbo ain't a
Sorry,
globehead.
Jimbo.
I got a super
Sounds
chat
like he
from
wants to
Aaron
be one
Armstrong.
himself.
$10 Australian, Merriam-Webster. Merriam-Webster. Definition of level, adjective. Having no part higher than another, conforming to the curvature of liquid parts of the Earth's surface. Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, we read that, right, Bev? That was one of the definitions that we read.
Every
you can go to the
globe proof
website.
starts
Yeah.
with the presupposition that you're on a globe already.
See if
You
he
go
can
to the website
see if he can
and
super
vote.
chat you another one. Like, come on, Aaron, give us another one other than that one cherry pick one that we already dealt with earlier on.
The direction of leveling is to the right.
Hey, Brandon, can you go to the website onthelevel.live and people can vote there for their definitions?
On the level .live.
Yep.
Okay.
Are you for real?
Yeah,
Well, what
you
is
can
this
go there
website?
and choose your definition.
Yeah,
it's asking me to accept cookies.
I don't know what that
Yeah.
is. That's just something that we've clicked. It's
Just
still
so
in
that when you go
progress.
back to this site, it knows. Yeah.
Just
It's
click
safe.
decline, it'll disappear.
I already clicked accept, so you got access to my desktop now.
No, we haven't. We don't know what that does.
On the level, dark. Oh, this is cool. Okay.
Go to the
Yeah.
evidence room on the
evidence. From the
Evidence
drop-down.
room? What is that?
That's where you get all the definitions of plane and level and horizontal. All
Where is
that.
it on the left?
Don't forget to go to the shop and check out all the t-shirts and
Right,
hoodie tops
right
that
at
are
the
available.
top, there is a dictionary. It's like yourdictionary.com, and they have
Is it
all
on
of the
the left up there?
definitions of level. And you can thumbs up the ones that you like and all of that. And now, if you look at them, there's 65 definitions of level, and not one of them has any
Holy
curvature
crap.
mentioned. So click
Wow.
all of the ones you like and put them all the thumbs up and let everyone know every time the baller comes to you and says that they've got a thing. Why haven't they got anything wrote in any dictionary? Because what they say is, that's just for stupid people. You know, only the privileged people are allowed to know the true meaning of level. All us normies have to deal with the dictionary definition of it.
That was one of the arguments in the side chat there, the live chat, was just look in the dictionary.
Is that kind of like only the priest can read the Bible? That sort of thing?
I guess so. Only
Couple
the
hundred
priest
years ago,
can
that
tell
was
you
the
what
case.
the Bible means. Only the priest can tell you what it really means, not what it says.
Yeah. Yeah, they interpretate it, yeah, don't they? They
Right.
have to,
They'll interpretate it for you because you can't understand English.
Brandon,
Wow.
did you
I'm
pick your
surprised by how many.
definition?
How do I pick it? I clicked on one. I'll pick the Merriam-Webster since I'm familiar with that now. And then it shows it to me.
No. At the top, there's a link.
Hang on, I'll look at
that
it.
takes you to a different site. You know, like.
Oh, what is the level? Vote here. Oh,
Yeah,
got
yeah.
it. Okay. Yourdictionary.com. Okay, cool.
Right, so that's a real site. That's not ours. That's a real site that you can go to that has all
Wow.
of the definitions of level. Now, there's no curvature.
Looks like Bev's been doing some homework, eh?
No shit, right?
Oh, and then
Okay,
the
so that's interesting. Then I don't see the curvature. Where is the curvature one that those guys love? Because the ones at the top are the ones I
Yeah,
recognize.
the only one you can find is that one we showed you earlier on in the Merriam-Webster, in the adjectives. That's the only place you'll find any reference to curvature. And as I explained to you, it was only referencing the same amount as curvature as the liquid parts of, which it explains earlier, were horizontal condition. So,
Hey Jimbo, you might like the illogical arguments section on the website, just to see what they say there. Did you get
opening
the
it right
Euclidean
now.
definitions on there yet?
No, I've not. No, I've not added them yet. I was thinking
That'll
of
be
getting,
good.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool. Oh, I see Professor Phil, one of our favorites up left. Yes, actually, I agree. Level is a straight line on a horizontal. Hey, Phil, recognize.
Yeah.
For once, I can agree with this Phil guy. Wow.
I like this one. Negator
Et
X,
puis,
also known as Mr.
de Quebec.
Bookfingers.
Can I
Try
say
thinking.
something?
I've measured the curvature of the Earth. Cosmonaut at Cody. His hand-waving gloves are ready to go. Yeah, go ahead, Jimbo.
OK, Monsieur Phil, vous êtes genre de pays et enseignante des Québécois et le tout, là. Mais moi, je t'envoierai pas mes enfants. Je suis désolé. Je pense qu'il y en a plusieurs ici non plus qui t'envoieront pas leurs enfants.
Is Jimbo having a stroke?
Sounds like a French Canadian to me.
You should know.
Cultural
Funny
thing.
what he said.
He said level is horizontal in French.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
said,
he
yeah,
told
and I
Phil,
agreed
listen,
with
man,
him.
level is horizontal.
You
I
speak
just agreed
French
with him
too,
in French.
Cleary?
Oh no, I was just joking.
Okay. Well, this is really cool. You guys put a lot of work into this. And then you said
Yeah.
that you guys have a shop in here too, huh?
Yeah, that would be
Absolutely
domesticated
does.
primate.
And I put the link in chat for anybody that's interested in checking this out. I mean, looks like you guys did a lot.
Yeah, the link is some of our merch. Primate has some awesome stuff on there. Wait, is it in there?
Yeah.
Don't forget about Rantys panties, though, guys.
You go to the shop.
Shop.
Yeah.
Some
There
of
it
our
is.
merch doesn't have anything in there, but
No, you need to go to the shop link.
Oh, the other one. Okay, there's two links. Yeah, this is the shop. Yep.
Yeah, click on that.
This one right here. The level up.
No,
Am I
no,
sharing?
it should be one that says shop. Just shop.
Oh, yep. I clicked on that. Yep.
if you want to take the piss out of Flurf, you can get a badass mother Flurfer shirt.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, here it is. I'm a badass mother flurfer. Show me more. Oh, that's hilarious.
We've got our own design house of DP. It's fantastic.
Scroll
You can get
down.
your own t-shirts made and everything.
Oh, Brandon, look down there at the
Domesticated.
bottom at level. That is so awesome, man.
Which one? Level? Oh, on the bottom. Fun with the word level. That one?
Settle-ins. It's the t-shirt design. It's hard to read it, really. It's a salt flat.
Let me
But
see if I
it's
can
a-
find it.
Oh,
It's
I
on
can
the-
drop that one in the general chat if you want, Brandon.
Okay, yeah. Let me click in there. I'm sharing my screen with you guys. For some reason, it's just thinking and thinking. I think because we have a lot of people in there.
Yeah, Discord's being stupid today.
Yeah, drop it in there, Primate.
There you go.
Okay.
That is
Just
beautiful.
dropping it in there now. That's the
design
one
in
that
there.
Where'd you drop it? General or somewhere else?
general, yeah. In
Ah,
the
there it
general
is.
Chat.
Just took a minute. Yeah, it's slow as heck today, huh? All right. Oh, okay. This is the design. Gotcha. Let
Looks
me
like a
open this
Space
then.
Invader, doesn't it? Do you know what it's saying on there?
I think it says level, right?
Yep.
Yep.
That is cool. That's a cool picture in the background too. I like that. Is that Emma right there?
She wishes.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice wellies, Emma.
Yeah. So everybody, check this out. These guys put a lot of hard work in here. I'll drop the link one more time, and that's really cool. And,
Yeah,
and
everybody's
this-
welcome to come over or drag globe heads over or do whatever, you know.
Yeah, heck yeah. You guys are absolutely welcome to bring us anything, anytime. I really appreciate you bringing us that presentation. That was really cool.
I encourage everyone to go to Emma's. It's very nice there. You have some good conversations. They got scented candles lit. Nice.
Yeah, we need to come over here more often too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
real.
One more question about the website, the artwork. This is your stuff, Domesticated Primate, or is this a joint effort here?
Yeah,
Smash.
yeah, it's
me.
all him. Yeah, come on, it's all him. He's the
isn't it?
design house of the
Yeah,
thing.
I've done all the
Graphics.
logos, all the on the level logo at the top there. I did.
We
all
throw
that.
him some ideas sometimes, but he's the mastermind.
He does memes. He does all my thumbnails. He does everything.
He even has a
whenever
baby
I see a
fairy
good meme
shirt,
that,
too. Sorry, go ahead.
whenever I see a good meme that I like, I save it in my folder, and I think I've got quite a few of yours in there. Domesticated Prime, you got some funny shit, man.
Cheers, man. It's always nice to hear.
Yeah. Any
Never
ideas? Just
disproven,
bring them
only
over.
hidden.
A meme is worth 10,000 words. You
Well,
can ask
cool.
Jim Panda.
Yeah.
Yeah, is Jem still around? Oh, there he is.
Some of those flat Earth memes are awful, though.
What's that?
I said some of those flat Earth memes are awful, though.
They are
like what?
scary.
Yeah, I don't think DP doesn't do flat Earth memes. Have you ever seen them?
Yeah, what flat Earth memes, Carlos? What are you talking about, man? Which ones don't you like?
They're scared. That's why they don't like them.
Just go to the Facebook flat Earth groups. There are some really bad ones there.
Oh, just in general. I got you.
In general, like
But the one I
flat-
just posted, you like that one, Carlo?
Let me check it out. Let's see.
Here, I'll bring it up so the audience can see too.
Oh yeah.
What are your
Well,
thoughts
that's me
about
too.
NASA? Yeah.
That's me too, by the way. I was like, okay.
You like that one, Carlo?
Yeah. That ain't gonna
I keep
happen.
putting it back, man. At this point, I kind of lost a little bit of faith. Maybe, with the first woman in the moon, there might be some incentive, but I don't know, man. It's like everything's always pushed back.
Yeah, just stop lying to yourself, Carlos, and you'll be just fine.
All right. Yeah, I think I just need one or two more with those memes, and they might just win me over to your side. Keep it coming.
We gotta.
I know you like that one.
Oh yeah, check that one out. Bev posted in there.
Okay, I'll bring that up in just a second.
Fluff the flat Earth there.
Let me open this one.
That's Plague. Shout out Plague. He's he's working on the gifts.
Hey, that's the Coriolis.
Yeah, that's what Flatsoid did a video about him with talking about his drift problem, and then that one landed on our laps. So yeah,
You got to get one of these with Bob in there too. He's the one who came up with this.
Oh yeah,
Coriolis car drift thing.
that was he disappeared after that. I think he's running for office. That's why he's not around.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, because he ran in 2018 and lost.
Yeah, Dr. Bob, Northern Michigan.
Yep. I got a super chat from Just Jack Flat Earth, $5. Thanks, Just Jack. Since 2004, I've designed hundreds of miles and thousands of acres of civil engineering, which should, but never, calculate curvature and spin velocity. Bingo.
that sounds good.
Well, I never have heard any surveyor or any builder say, yeah, I had to account for the curvature of the Earth or the spin of the Earth.
Did you not? Well, I mean, I know you say surveyor, like he's only got it in his YouTube name. But Jeff, when he was on with Whitsit the other day.
Oh, that was fantastic. Yeah, how'd you like that?
Yeah, did you hear him? I mean, because they both did he did his entrance one, which to me sounded like Roger MC with his level is curved. That's all he said for his. And then Whitsit did his bit, very good. And then it went to Jeff again. And I'll put it in the chat here, in the general, if you want to get it. It's only a 13-second clip. But that's
Sure.
what he went to. It was straight after he went to go and tell Whitsit that plane surveyors take the curvature into account, which is akin to Fight the Flat Earth opening up a debate with straight lines curve. It's just a direct falsehood.
All right, let me play this for a minute for the audience. You guys in Discord probably won't be able to hear this, unfortunately, but I'll just play it for them. It's only 13 seconds, and it's in the general if you want to watch it yourself.
Okay, Austin, if you don't mind, I'd like to address where you talked about plane surveying. Plane surveying is not flat. Plane surveying uses the 8 inches times the mile squared formula to correct their elevations due to curvature.
Plane survey is not flat, huh?
Yeah. Like, can you imagine the nerve of a surveyor to say that?
And that's the
guys catch
definition
the
of a
part
plane,
when,
right?
Sorry.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Mic check.
Hey, Matrix.
What's up, Matrix? Go ahead, Essie.
Did you guys catch the part when Whitsitt asked him, what's the circumference of the Earth? And he said, I don't know, I don't remember.
Because yeah. If you look at his measurements for his tilt, sometimes he measures a 17,000 mile ball. It's totally ridiculous. That technique he uses doesn't exist in surveying.
Do you know what? Do you want to know? I've got on my board here, it's 20,903,520 feet.
Yeah.
Now, I wrote that down on my board because Jesse Kozlowski said it in one of his videos, and he said you might want to take a note of that. And if Jeff didn't take a note of that, then that's pretty poor, right? Because I'm just a lowly nobody, and he's meant to be a... Well, I don't think he's a surveyor, but you decide.
Do you still have his textbook page where he's showing you that refraction causes things to appear lower in the distance? The textbook.
Larry, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'll have a look. Carry on.
The numbers you just said about him measuring a 17,000 circumference Earth, was that from the Whitsitt debate?
Oh no, he measures tilt down hills through valleys. You know, he's always talking about a zenith angle and the deviation between those, about a 1,600 foot distance. He calculates a deviation between the plumb bobs. Which you know, it's total bullshit. It's what he learned from Kozlowski. But as far as using it in the real world, the only thing that comes close to it is something called reciprocal leveling, what you would use to span a body of water. Like if you're going across a river with a bridge, you'd want to be able to try to guesstimate where you're at on this side compared to that side, because you're building a big structure. It doesn't have to be exact. You measure it 6 times. You take a best guess. You try to work out refraction. You try to work out perspective, which they call it earth curvature. But as far as what he does, trying to misrepresent surveying with this tilt process, you know, it's totally wrong. He can't answer for what he does. And as far as looking out over the ocean, 9 miles to a lighthouse, his own textbook tells him that is going to appear lower because of downward refraction. Not like the globe pages tell you, where it flips upside down and everything is loomed like Rumpus says. In reality, in that surveying textbook, it shows you there's going to be optical sinking due to perspective compression and due to refractive effects. So, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, I watched that. I thought Whitsitt was fantastic, but while I was watching it, I was thinking, you know, I'd like to hear what Bev and Cleary and guys have to say about this, because the zenith angle part, he went through it so quick, I didn't have a chance to go back and watch it again. But what I heard was it was only 1,500 meters apart that he's measuring supposedly these zenith angles, correct?
Yeah, and you extrapolate the difference between those plumb bobs, between those vertical.
From 1,500 meters, I mean, there shouldn't be that much of a difference on their ball model. We're talking 69 miles for 1 degree. So, I mean, it's like less than 1/10 of a degree.
Can I give you like a visual representation that I got given the other day? A degree, right? Everyone knows a degree is the division of a full circle into 360 parts, with like radial lines going out to the circumference, and the angle is 1 degree is one of those 360th, right? So the the way that these measurements work, or the way angles work, is based on this 360 old Babylonian divisions, but it works like degrees, minutes, and seconds. Right, so a degree is 360th of a full circle. A minute is a 60th of 1 degree. Right, and then a second is a 60th of a minute. So a second is a 3,600th of a degree. Right, now, as a visual representation, right, imagine this. A mile in meters is 1,609, right? So imagine 760 meters, right? It's about half, or just short of half a mile in distance. Now you've got you're looking through a theodolite over that distance, near half a mile, 750 meters, and you're looking at a football over that distance. Now, as a visual representation, a minute, which is a 60th of a degree, is the difference over that distance of a football, about 22 centimeters, from the top to the bottom. That's a minute visually as an angle.
Okay, that does help. Yeah. So do you remember how much of the a zenith angle he measured? Did he quantify it? And
well,
I'm guessing it would be seconds.
Well, they like to say seconds, don't they? But I mean, if that is how far you can see, now I'd hazard a guess, because you don't look at over that sort of a distance. But I would say no, because the crosshair is within the theodolite. I would hazard a guess that crosshair over that sort of distance is about the same size as the football that you're looking at, which would be about a minute. So anybody claiming to measure seconds down to the exact, like, something of a second is, I don't know, that's ridiculous. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Accuracy to ridiculous standards. I mean, hey, I don't know. I mean, like, it would be nice if somebody was to ask one of these surveyors that claim to do this. Also,
one of the three.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, another good question is,
well, why don't you know already, Bev?
Who uses?
You know that they're all making it up and they're all doing it wrong.
Who uses a zenith angle?
These surveyors aren't surveyors.
Oh, so hold on, Jem.
Why don't you already know this?
He was in the middle of saying something. Please finish your sentence, Bev.
Yeah, but
Jem gets triggered. We know what Jem gets like.
You might as well stop him.
Triggered.
Yeah.
Might as well stop him and find out what he's
Can he
doing.
call someone that? Can he do that and just come in? And do that?
So Jem, Rumpus came in here earlier, and the first thing he did was insult, and tried to take the conversation nowhere, doing the consensus busting bullshit. So if you're here to do the same thing, I'd rather not have it. I'll just cut it off right now. But if you're here to have a good conversation, then I'm glad to see it.
Is it insulting to say that someone isn't that they don't do the job that they claim to do?
You just called Bev a retard.
Would you say that?
Why is that not insulting?
Would you say? I didn't say it wasn't insulting.
No, you said you called Bev
I meant to insult him.
Yeah,
you called Bev a retard. How is that not insulting?
Yes, I called him a retard.
Well, why don't you take it somewhere else?
What were you saying about?
Calling him a retard was to insult him.
Why don't you take it somewhere else, Jem?
Because I wanted to insult him.
Nice.
That's what you came in to do, Jem?
Yeah.
So,
Jem Panda, everybody.
Answer my question.
Debate flat Earth and more.
If someone claims to have a job and demonstrates that they do have that job,
Jem, you're a tit. Why don't you fuck off?
He's gone. So first of all, I tried to interject twice to get back to Bev because he was in the middle of a frickin' sentence.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have Jem come in here, but if this guy's just going to come in here and trounce all over us and rump us, which is what you were doing, Jem. You were acting exactly like Rumpus acts. Someone who I have heard multiple times say does not do a good job representing the globe, and you came in and acted just like him, dude. So bravo. Anyway, Bev, you were in the middle of a sentence. What was it? Any idea?
Explaining about zenith angles, right? A zenith angle is, I don't know. I mean, how many surveyors have you ever talked to?
Well, the guys that always come by and talk to us, there's 3 guys they always talk about.
But
3 same guys.
They're the only guys that we know that have ever measured a zenith angle. Most surveyors measure from the horizontal and angles on the horizontal and angles to the horizontal. It's very rarely that they would use a vertical. I mean, what would be... It's used in astronomical surveying and all of that, you know, when you're looking at lights in the sky, because that's closer to the vertical.
Yeah, did you hear about Jesse, Larry, and Curly and Mo, or whatever? They lined up like from Maine down to Connecticut, and they were measuring the zenith angles of the sun. I've never heard of surveyors doing that.
No. Yeah, they were looking at lights in the sky to measure what's under their feet. It's fantastic.
Yeah, the same globe heads like Jim Pand and Rumpus will tell you there's celestial refraction. The sun is not where you think it is, but they're measuring something in the sky that is not where you think it is because of, you know, some other globe concept. So what the hell are they doing?
When it's straight overhead, refraction is minimal. Is that funny?
Well, yeah.
When the sun is directly overhead, refraction is minimal.
That's correct.
Are you talking about celestial refraction?
I'm talking about refraction.
Just general, everyday, average refraction.
Do we have to be looking up at the sun, or can we be looking horizontally?
The sun being straight overhead.
I think he's talking about atmospheric refraction because it's not at a low level, water vapor rich density level because it's overhead. But I'm talking about something else, celestial refraction.
I think I'm in a bad spot here. I've got a bad signal.
Yeah, you're in a bad spot.
Yeah. You said something about the sun being that's straight overhead.
You're talking about atmospheric refraction.
No, you said something about the sun being at zenith and not being where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I'm talking about celestial refraction. Celestial refraction. Go Google it. Come back later. When you have a signal.
How often do you end up with the sun at zenith?
What is it exactly you take issue with, Left Lane, or I'm missing your point?
Am I coming in okay now?
Yes.
He was talking about the sun at zenith, and when the sun is at zenith, it's straight overhead, and refraction is minimal when you're looking straight up through the atmosphere.
Am I coming through clear? Because there's 2 different types of refraction. There's atmospheric refraction, and then there's celestial refraction, they call it, where things like the sun are not where they appear to be, not based on atmospheric refraction.
Well, what else?
Plus, how would you measure from New York to Maine and have the sun overhead at any of those points?
Yeah, and why would you be looking up in that direction anyway? Because
another good question.
With the ground underneath your feet.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. It's just no point discussing it, if you ask me.
No.
I mean, how do they have this? Sorry.
No, go ahead. They just do silly things. That's all I was saying.
Yeah, I mean, he's talking about when the sun's directly overhead, there's no refraction. But when on their way to New York to Maine, when is the sun directly overhead? I don't think that ever happens.
Yeah, I don't think it is. That definitely never happens in the UK, yeah.
Generally overhead, above 15 to 20 degrees from the horizon. What that relates to.
See,
So you would have celestial refraction and regular refraction.
See the way you did that as well? You said 15 degrees above the horizon, right? So you referred your measurements to the horizon, not your zenith.
I was gonna get him to repeat that.
Yeah. There's only 3 surveyors that you'll ever hear of talking about zenith angles. Strange that. Just try talking to a normal surveyor and asking them how many times they've ever used the zenith.
But when you did that, Bev, you did it in a specific way, didn't you? To try and actually not ask the question properly.
What do you mean?
When I tried skirt around the question, trying to get him to say what you wanted him to say without actually asking the question properly.
What are you talking about, please?
I'm talking about when you did that.
When I did what?
On your video. Yes, when you
that
asked
triggered
the surveyor
Should I get
on
it?
your video.
Yeah,
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Why is this guy yelling?
Yeah.
Well, because Bev's playing dumb and it's
it.
frustrating. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's his video. It's something he did.
Yeah.
And yet he sat there going, what? When I did that, what?
Nobody else knew, Jem, until we just came in.
Well, why didn't you say? He's referring to my video instead of pretending you didn't know which video.
No, I was just finding it and I'm putting it in the general chat.
You don't need
now. So everyone can see
what we were
it.
talking about. You were talking about just asking a surveyor.
There you go.
And I was talking about.
There you go, Brandon. If you want to have a watch of it.
What's Jim's question?
Yeah, what's your question, Jim?
Well, my question is, why did you ask the question in the way that you did, in the sort of dishonest?
Have a listen to it.
Slimy way.
Anybody can have a listen to it now and decide.
We'll get back to you with that answer.
Let's
watch
it.
We'll get back to you
All
with that
right.
answer and go on mute.
If you don't believe you live on the ball, you're lying.
But come on, Jim. Dude, come on. It's just too...
Right, so I'll set it up. I was driving back to my dad's and with my son, and there was a surveyor at the side of the road. So I parked the car up and then I jumped over the road. Had a word with him. There you go.
Oh, this is the video you posted?
Yeah.
Okay, let me open this here. Okay. You guys won't be able to hear it in the Discord, but I'll play it for the audience. The full 124. Is that okay, Bev? Or...
Level. Yep. With the lad.
Right? All right, cool. I'm gonna play it.
It's horizontal, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing else.
See, I call it vertical because it's up and down.
Well, it's perpendicular, isn't it?
Yeah.
Horizontal and vertical. Level is. It's not curved at all, is it?
No, it's flat.
Can't have a curve in it.
Can't be curved, no, it's flat.
Brilliant. Cheers, mate.
All right.
So, the water level in the canal.
Yeah.
Horizontal, right?
Yeah. So yeah.
Because like it goes.
That's what the lock does. The lock changes the level, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So in theory, from one lock to the next, the water level should be the same.
So, like here, the canal goes from Liverpool Locks.
Yeah.
All the way to Apley Bridge.
Yeah.
27 miles.
Yeah.
One level. No locks.
Oh, no locks.
There's no locks from Liverpool all the way. This is the south.
If there's no locks, in theory, it should be level.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your water would spill out of it.
I know. Horizontal, right?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So.
Cheers, mate.
Well, that was nice and simple and gets the point across. Interesting.
Was I dishonest?
He said both level and horizontal. You asked him horizontal, right? Yes. It's level, right? So there was 2 separate asks, right?
Yeah. It said no curve, and he said no curve.
Yeah, no curve.
And he went
My
back and
opinion, your
clarified the
questions
point.
were legitimate. Maybe we cannot guess what this guy is thinking if he's conflating these 2 terms. We don't know, but as far as I'm concerned, those were honest questions to ask.
Maybe Jim has a different video in mind. Maybe that's not the video he was thinking of.
Maybe.
Or maybe he should apologize if he doesn't have
Was that the
video.
video that triggered you, Jem?
He's on mute, but I'll take him off mute if you want to ask him.
Yeah, go on. Like, I want to know if that was the one.
Yeah, that's the video.
Okay,
and if
so-
you guys think that A, that is honest, and B, that you can draw any conclusion from his response, you are completely delusional.
What would you ask him, Jim?
Why would I ask him anything?
That's right.
Exactly.
How would you ask?
Exactly that.
What do you mean exactly? Okay, what great point do you think that you're celebrating
You're
so wildly?
Jim. Why don't
Do you think you've
go
proven?
away?
You think I should harass surveyors in the street?
Harass
because there are a couple of hundred lunatics on YouTube who are confused about the shape of the earth.
Jim.
And you think I should do that?
Oh, hang on. Everybody stop.
Conversation is harassment, Jim? Come on.
Yeah, Jim.
It's harassment. He's got a job to do. Of course
A
it's
minute
harassment.
conversation is harassment.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yes.
Are you that much of a snowflake?
Yes.
You
hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. We aren't talking about just me doing it, are we?
First time, Jim.
Apparently,
By the way.
according
pathetic,
to
Jim.
Can
Why
I
don't you go away?
respond? Can I
You're
respond?
pathetic.
Remember
Go
the
away.
way of the beat.
Can I speak? Are we
Go
just
away.
going to speak over me?
we just
According
gotta
to
sound
domesticated
Go away, Jim.
primate,
Go
it's
away, Jim.
anyone who isn't harassing surveyors in this way is a joke, should be laughed
I
at
never
for
said
not
that.
doing it. According to him in
Harassing.
theory, this is what we should all be
Please
doing.
don't
as
make
well.
stuff up, Jem.
I think
Yeah,
we got
Jim.
the point, right? That was
You're
just
not
a
allowed.
Lies, Jim.
Yeah, bad, Jim.
Tell small lies, Jim.
A
You're
minute
not
and
allowed to
20
speak to surveyors.
minute and 20-second conversation
You're an
is
idiot,
not
Jim.
harassment.
Only
Not
talk to
harassment.
Jesse and Larry and the main surveyor. Don't talk to another surveyor. No.
Hey, Jim.
Jim, let me ask you a question just real quick.
Oh, sorry,
Just
Travis.
real
go ahead.
quick. Okay, thanks. Jim, do you think the surveyor that Bev was talking to, do you think he was harassed? Do you think he felt like he was being harassed?
I won't be answering that question nor any other because of the ridiculous. He's just gonna he can't even let me answer it. He can't even let me
Let
say
him
a
answer,
single
guys. Let him
sentence.
answer. Let's hear
I
it.
haven't been able to say a single sentence
I
uninterrupted.
love you, Jim.
And
You crack me
I'm
up.
muted halfway through my sentences 3 times now.
They're long
mean,
sentences.
If you guys think that this is a debate, that this is an open platform, again, you're delusional, and that's why I'm not going to answer any more questions.
Do you have a question or a comment about the video,
If we're
Jim?
here to
Yes
have
or
a
no?
conversation, you
You're
have to
here,
be
aren't
prepared
you?
to have the
You are
conversation.
here?
And if I'm a little
Huh?
bit
You are
tough
here?
on you, if I'm a little bit tough on you,
A little
you're
bit
all
tough.
grown men. Why are
Who
you
are you
still
to be tough
talking?
on us?
Why are you still talking over
A
me?
little bit tough.
Why
You're
can't
an
you be
idiot.
quiet, domesticated primate? Why can you not be
guys.
quiet?
Jim.
In fact,
Jim.
Brandon,
Jim,
why are you
Jim,
not
this
muting
isn't
him?
your
Jim,
server.
Settle down.
Why are
Jim.
you
Just
not
settle.
muting him, Brandon?
Listen,
Why are
Jim.
Because
you
he's
yelling,
calm
Jim?
and
You're
You're the
one
one losing
Jim.
your
Well, because
shit.
I have
Losing
to
your shit.
to
Hold
get
on,
my
guys.
voice
Hold
heard
on.
over
Let me-
all the
let me try to
people
bring it
who
back.
are
hold
trying
on,
to
hold on.
wipe me out.
Everybody, hold on
Oh,
1
Jim.
second. Let's let Travis ask Jem the question and see if we can all remain civil.
No,
No, hold on,
I'm
Jim.
here.
No,
I'm
no,
here
hold
to say
on. No,
what
no,
I
no.
want to say,
Jim.
not to dance to your tune and
No, no,
answer
no, it's
you
not dancing,
answer
Jim, listen.
specific questions when you're prepared to let me speak.
He's
How
worse
does
than
that work?
Rumpus.
Settle
He's worse.
down.
That's not
It's
how an
really
open
simple.
platform
Calm
works.
down,
Not sure if you know,
Jem.
Jim, but you don't
Jim,
run
Why
this
don't you
hold on,
server.
just
guys.
grow
Hold
a
on.
pair? How about
Hold
that?
on.
Grow a pair.
Yeah,
Jim.
you
Coming from
bunch of
you,
wimps
Jim.
having to mute
Jim,
me every couple
Jim,
of
it's
minutes.
really simple.
Retard.
It's really
What's
simple.
wrong
Just
with
settle.
you? You're grown men.
Are you going to get to what you wanted to say, Jem, or not?
Just hold on, Jim. Just real
Well,
quick. Okay, listen,
what I
Jim.
was originally wanting to say was that I think it's insulting for you to be talking the way you are doing about whoever it was, main surveyor or whoever it was. And I think that was insulting.
He's
And
the
you
Canadian
don't seem to-
surveyor, I think.
And you don't seem to
Are
notice.
you insulted?
He's insulted for
Are
him.
you insulted?
No, I'm
You're
not.
being insulted on
Why would
his
I be
behalf.
insulted? You're
Yeah.
insulting him.
Yeah.
But the rule, as I understand it, is about not being insulting, not being insulting of a specific person.
Well, why
Oh,
was
right.
the first thing you said to Bev insulting, Jem?
Oh, because he had
You
already
came in here
been-
and you called him a retard.
Because he
Why
had
don't
already
you,
been
why don't you go
insulting,
by your
hadn't he?
own rules?
Because he had already
I
been
said,
installed.
I think I said,
making a point.
I think
about
I
the
said that I don't believe he's a real surveyor. I think, is that what you want me to
Right.
say? Is that you think that's
I mean,
insulting?
Theory about how
can
he
we
didn't
get
know
back
what
to
he
the
was doing
conversation?
and stuff like that, and I think that
Yeah,
that's
hello.
insulting.
This is like what
And I
Chris
think
was-
I
Can we
think
get
you
back to
guys
the
forget that, and I think you should consider it.
Jem, try living to your own
Can we get? Does Jim have a question, or can we get back to the conversation?
Not really. No,
Okay, bye,
I
Jim.
could
Alright,
ask
then
you
stop
why you're
talking.
being so
You're just
silly. I
talking.
guess
You're just
All
talking
right.
to take up.
All right, Jim. See
So
you
we're
later.
being silly.
He doesn't have a
There we go.
question. Hold on.
Now the
He said he's
silliness
not-
is
he doesn't-
over.
Yeah, he says he doesn't have a question. He says he's not here to answer anything we have to say. He's only here to say what he wants to say. So get him the fuck out of here.
Absolutely.
He's already gone, guys.
Yeah. We'll come over to yours, Jem, and you can insult us some more tomorrow.
Yeah, we know
or
where
something.
to find you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't go there.
Everybody
he's
knows where to find Jem.
He's a flat earther. It's flat earth debate. Flat Earth. Yeah.
Is what you just heard for hours on end.
It's debate
It's
flat
just
Earth
that.
and more, and the more is just insults from everyone. That's it.
You know, I'd like to hear his opinion on water and how it curves. I really would like to hear that. If he wants to give his opinion on that.
No, we're done with Jem for tonight, and he'll package it between 10 insults and everything else. And I think that was enough, man. He got my blood pressure going just in the 1 minute.
He cracks me up, man. He doesn't bother me at all. I
Yeah.
just think he's fun.
Yeah, but we're having too good of a conversation. That was enough.
Well, I think that was
a
it.
good
That
amount.
we were having that good a conversation that he couldn't hold back. He had to come in and ruin it. That
he did
Yeah, because the on the level crew is killing it right now.
Hell yeah, Rob. Yeah, they
Guys
are.
slaying these fools.
All right. Well, we got about 5 minutes before we're going to go into final thoughts. This has been a fantastic show. Does anybody have any last minute topics? There, right the hand. I do want to talk to you about that measurement video that you put out. So hopefully tomorrow we'll have time to do that. I'd planned to do it tonight, but Bev and Cleary came in. That probably won't take too long.
Sorry
but I
about
think it was a
that.
good point you made. And also I saw your video, Travis, that you released a couple days ago about some new observations. I want to talk about that, so we'll probably do that tomorrow. And I think I got a couple more things. So, anybody got any other topics before we do final thought? We got a big crowd, so any final thoughts on Bev's presentation or anything we talked about tonight? Any more last questions, I guess?
No, we should probably start final thoughts. It's going to be a while.
Yeah, right. Well, we got plenty of time, but we'll go ahead and start. We'll start at the bottom tonight. Domesticated primate. You're up first. Final
yes,
thoughts.
mate. Final thoughts. I can't wait to get it done. I can't wait to get out there, get the surveyors making that horizontal plane, getting the hose pipe, filling it with water, and seeing the result. I just can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. And thanks to you, and for your support tonight. It's been great coming over. And you know, I'm having fun over on the level. It's a great place to be. People should swing by and see us.
Absolutely. And I will stick your link in the description. So if anybody's listening to this, they don't have to dig through the chat to find it, of the video right after we end here. Okay. Thanks, Primate. Zebra.
Cheers, Brandon.
Zebra, you there? No? Right the hand.
Yeah, I think Bev has his, we all should have a thing that we can articulate very easily, right? Within one or two statements. I like to use the mountain moving, do you think a mountain moves around the sun? It's very clear, it's very articulate. It's, it makes the person on their model have to really play some mental gymnastics where they just leave. So when they have to start saying straight is horizontal or mountains move, then I think you're in a good point. We don't need to have 50,000 arguments. You can have one just killer one. If they don't want to accept it, move on.
Yep, fair enough. Thanks, right hand. And SE.
All right, another great show. Shout out Ranty, shout out you, Brandon. Shout out Emma UK, Bev, and the crew. You guys, glad you came over. You made a good show happen, and come over more often. Flat is flat, curved is curved. End of story.
Oh yeah, thanks, SE. Ryan Eartherton. No, Rodney B.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Yeah, great show again as always. I enjoyed Bev's presentation, and yeah, I just want to apologize to Bev too for not making it to his debate with MC Toon. I told him I was going to help him out with that, and then just wasn't able to make it. So sorry about that, Bev.
No problem, man.
All right, thanks, Rodney. Rob Keane.
Man, I can't say enough good things about the On the Level crew. You guys are killing it. If these ballers keep coming back, well, actually, we've seen a decline in ballers. You notice that? They're scared. They know they're going to have to account for everything stupid that they said. Cleary, Bev, great job. Thanks for coming to the show. And DP, don't forget DP and Emma.
Thanks, Rob. Rakia.
Yeah, good show. Bev does a good job on his argument, and I really like it. I think it's simple enough to explain, and keep pushing it. Let's go. Water's level.
Hell yeah. Plague Zero.
Hey, Brandon. Yeah, great show. I'm looking forward to where the test is going and when it happens and stuff. But it's it's awesome seeing the comedy opportunities that come up when the Globies speak all their nonsense, and yeah, keep it coming.
Cool. Thanks, Plague Zero. Aaron. Matrix Media J. There, Matrix? No. Jimbo.
Yeah, I like water levels. They're accurate over any distance, literally very accurate, So doing a thing over a mile, budgeted, should go well. But also that's good on getting, physical tests and experiment done. But again, like I say, the ether band is the same thing as the vapor pressure in the air and the convection currents that are related to it. So I really do hope people look at vapor pressure, its association to barometric pressure and all that stuff, and how they convolute it with the R value anyway too, like everything else, and their religion. So not only will this water level test, irregardless of what you think, it'll be denied by the Globers, because even if they see them straight, the one in the middle pointing up at Z, the other two are pointing away for them. It's like sheep that jump over a fence that's not there. We're not the sheep, they are. So good luck proving to the sheep that they're going to still jump over their invisible fence. But again, as far as technical and optics and stuff go, and look into vapor pressure and debunk it and say that it has nothing to do with the decline in air pressure at elevation and stuff. At minus 40 at sea level and minus 40 at 20,000 feet, the air pressures are the same. So, go figure. That might just be a coincidence, like a rooster crowing when the sun comes up. I must be dreaming anyway, Oxygen and nitrogen, they don't have the same effect for expansion and stuff and heating as if there's vapors involved. Vapor is the source of the pressure, water vapors, and thermal interaction, just the temperature of the air determines how much water can hold. But anyway, I hope someone stupid looks into it, someone dumber than me maybe. Thank you.
Thanks, Jimbo. Jeremy.
I just thought of something. Are you going to need a couple barometers on any piece of the open pipe to make sure that the The pressure's all the same. Otherwise, they might cry about that. Also, Bev, you're the shit. We can't wait for the measurement to come out. And, you know, I wish one of the Globers had some constructive shit to say. Not a good look for you guys. That's all.
It's an open-ended instrument.
Yep.
At both ends where the water level is, or how many.
Jimbo, final thoughts. Final thoughts. Thanks, Jeremy. I Rockwell. Sorry. I Rockwell must be on mute, and I fell asleep for a second. God Scuffle.
Hey, it's been a great show. Lots of good information was talked about tonight. Lots of good conversation. I would also like to say that over at Emma's server, it's always a very calm, open conversation. Lots of good information going through there in the run of a day as well. Oh shoot. Oh yeah. And anybody that's interested in talking to a surveyor, don't be scared to go outside of these servers and ask surveyors questions. I've talked to quite a few of them now, and they don't have any problem answering some quick, simple questions. You're definitely not harassing them. That's it. I'm out.
Cool. Thank you very much. Gleam.
Salute to you. Yep, sorry, salute to you there. Salute to Ranty if he was out there. I didn't hear him at all, but salute to him if he's out there. Salute to everyone on the panel. It's been a busy one. Been a good chat. Nice one. Bye.
Thanks, Gleam. Jem's on mute. FE. No. Travis.
Yeah, as always, Brandon, fantastic show. You're doing a great job. I dig your thumbnails, man. Do such a great job with those. As always, everybody, the alternative explanation for boats disappearing over the curve or oil platforms or lighthouses in the distance. The alternative explanation always, only, and ever will be due to one thing and one thing only, and that is the conditions of the medium, otherwise known affectionately as the ether band. Everybody drink.
Cheers. Cool. Thanks, Travis. Thank you for the compliments. Cleary.
Brandon, you rock. Thanks for having us over here, man. We are in the globe head flipping business, man. Talked to Robin, lifting the lid today. He's more interested in talking to normies, but what we figured out is 98% of people don't give a shit about the shape of the Earth. We have a lot in common with the globe heads because that's something that we're very interested in, right? So we have the facts, we have the experiment, we have the measurement. When we bring it on, we're going to flip all the globe heads. They're going to be on our side then, and then we're really going to have some power, and we're really going to see some change at that point. So come around, be part of it, and we'll see you next time.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Claire. Canadian Surveyor. Oh, Bev.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. I mean, it has been good night. Thanks for letting us come over. Like we do this sort of stuff. I mean, people are saying like thanks to us and all of that, but we heard spot on earlier. There's many other people that have helped us along the way. No, nonetheless, people like Fight the Flat Earth and Gem. I mean, shout out to these trolls, right? If it wasn't for these trolls harassing me about something that I didn't really have a proof for, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys and actually learning as much as I have learned about this. You know, I've basically taught myself logic, taught myself geometry, all in the aid of proving that level is horizontal. And it turns out that proving that level is horizontal is it's more of a trigger to them. It's fantastic. It's like win-win. So, yeah, shout out to everyone and cheers. I mean, has been good. Anybody wants to come over and we can... This stuff goes plenty deep with plenty more proofs. It's a basic truth, so all you've got to do is look for yourself and the truths are all out here. Thanks.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Bev. Yeah, my final thoughts. thanks to Bev, Canadian Surveyor, Got Scalpel, Emma UK. I'm trying not to forget anybody. Domesticated Primate, and who else was here from over on that server? Everybody from that server.
Plague Zero.
Yeah.
Plague Zero. There was it. That was the other one. All right. Yeah, appreciate you guys coming over. That was awesome. I hope the audience appreciated that. You guys have obviously done a ton of work to put the website together, to think about your proofs, even to set up the whiteboard is more than a lot of people have done. So I really appreciate you coming over and sharing that with us. I think we can have a very mutual, and we should, mutually beneficial exchange of information, ideas, etc., across as many of the flat earth little tiny pockets of communities or groups of people as we can. So I think it's excellent. I look forward to it too.
Thank you.
Yeah, and cheers to the panel. Thanks. You guys made it a good show. And I'm going to go on mute, say goodbye to the audience. We'll talk to you guys later. Thank you.
Cheers, Brandon.
Later.
Thanks, Brandon.
Good shit, guys. Good shit.
What's that? We're not live anymore now. Has he gone?
He's muted us. Yeah. Muted himself.
You guys probably already thought of that barometer thing.
No, well, actually, Jeremy, that we because of the hydrostatics, right? I think there's it
Pressure
works.
sensors.
Yeah, it works at like a vertical distance as a head of pressure, right? The column. So that's what we were thinking, more of some sort of a scientific thing. So you've got some sensors. How could we put the sensors into that arrangement in a way that would give us some sort of scientific reading, right? How could we make it? Because I sort of give the idea that the horizontal line that's established at the top would be the column of water would be at where the tube is the furthest away from that, right, as a vertical distance.
Just for safety reasons, I would do like barometer and temperature readings at the 3 open points in the hose. I don't know why, just in case.
Yeah. I mean, like if we're turning it into a scientific thing, I mean, a barometer it's not really going to get as much of a change. Now there's other sort of tools.
A barometer measures atmospheric pressure.
Yeah.
A barometer is liquid in a tube.
Yeah.
It measures vapor pressure, dear people. Vapor in the air, not the oxygen-nitrogen mix.
I can just picture the globers.
Anything, okay?
I can just
measures.
I can just picture the globers coming back saying
Pressure pushes down on the open end of a mercury barometer.
Jimbo.
Top end is the sort of vacuum. There are little bars as indicators, and the pressure pushes on the mercury in the open end and moves the little mercury in the top up and down.
Atmospheric pressure, Jimbo.
No.
You're using the word atmospheric again. Vapor pressure. Try to get that into all of your
I know.
I can just
skulls.
Hold on.
Change your language, your vocabulary.
Okay.
I can just
glossary terms. Use complete stuff.
I can just
atmosphere is not the right word. Air pressure is not the right word. Vapor pressure is. Please learn.
All right.
Okay, you're not.
I can just.
Okay, you're not measuring. Hold on. You're not. Wait. You're not measuring vapor pressure. Okay. You're looking at a liquid. So when you say measure, okay. Now this is my point. Measure. When you measure something, you.
I gotta roll, guys. Mad props. I'll see you later.
Hey, thanks for being here, Cleary.
Yeah.
Hold on. Before these guys roll out.
Wait, what is the barometer?
Have
Hold
fun,
on.
lady.
What is the barometer?
I'm done with this. So you
unit
guys have your fun with your hair and go.
Hey, Jimbo.
Later, Jimbo.
Thanks for being here, Jimbo.
Guys, enjoy.
Yeah, later.
Thanks,
You guys
Kimbo.
roll out. One-
Appreciate you being here.
Finish my statement here without getting interrupted 17 times.
Yeah,
A barometer
sorry,
doesn't
right to hand.
measure air
Sorry.
pressure. A barometer doesn't measure air pressure. Okay, a barometer measures how much liquid is in a tube. Now you can look at the amount of liquid. It might change due to its expansion. Now people will say, "Oh, it's being pushed in," but even expansion is debatable. The reason why it changes is unknown. You can only track the changes. Now, you don't have an empirical unit. You just put dashes on the barometer. Those aren't empirical units. Those are just dashes. And you apply an arbitrary number like 14.7 psi or whatever you want to do and just say that it is. But you're not measuring anything except the liquid in the tube. So the
we know.
barometer, hold on, wrapping it up. The barometer is nothing different than the actual water tube water level. An
All
open
right, I
on
can just
one end unit.
If I could say something, I would say it's just a relationship. You're just seeing a relationship, a change in relationship.
let me tell you. I can just picture the Globers right now saying the air pressure was more in one spot on this mile than the other spot, and it was giving you an off reading. That's all.
But that's the whole
I
point
would
of
just-
adding the hydrostatics in, right? Because that's the water. The pressure sensor surely would be in the water, measuring the pressure within the water, the hydrostatic pressure, which would be like a column measurement of the vertical height of the water, which can be referenced to the horizontal.
I'm just saying, just to be careful, I would have just 3. I mean, even cheap barometers right next to the openings of the hoses or whatever, just for shits and giggles, if anything else.
Isn't there something better that we could put actually
mean,
in the water, right?
Probably, yeah.
Because then that would be even more precise and measuring the actual water, which is what we're dealing with, rather than trying to measure the air to find out what the water's doing. Why not just sort the water out? It's like this sort of idea where you have to look at something else in order to work out what. I mean, it diverts you away from what you're really trying to deal with. I mean, that's what we were trying to. Cleary brought the science part, the scientific part with the hydrostatic. Now, I had a little look at it, and it's a vertical column height, isn't it, of the water, and how far away it is from that horizontal that's set. Now, us having a water level has 2 points, one at each end. Well, that vertical height from the column, because it's a tube that comes from the sides, it's not the actual vertical height isn't there, is it? The vertical column of water. So that measurement where would that pressure be? And where would the pressure be more? Would it be lower if we move that point further away from that horizontal? Would it increase? That was the sort of science I was thinking of bringing into it. But I mean, I don't know what sort of tools there are.
Not to obfuscate or anything, but so let's say I take a tipping scale, the one with the balancing medium and 2 plates on each side, and I put a drop of vapor on one side and a drop of mercury on the other. We kind of know what's going to happen. Am I measuring pressure?
I don't. Is this part of the thing where you think nothing's real?
Once again, I would say it's a relationship. It's a relationship.
Exactly like right the hand is saying. Yeah.
Yeah, where you guys
I never heard him
deny
say that.
most of reality. Yeah, I know.
Easy, Jeremy.
I don't think I deny reality.
Not you. These guys over here, so they're weird with a bunch of shit. So.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with their bunch of shit yet. I'll just listen, maybe.
Yeah, I don't deny reality. I agree we see a liquid in a tube and you call it a barometer. What I deny is when you start saying that the liquid moves because there's these bouncing things that nobody else can see pushing down, and every time they bounce down, and they're bouncing down in such a perfect, uniform, steady pattern that the water level doesn't move and it stays perfectly still. So you think water stays perfectly still because a random bouncing air particle is keeping it down uniformly. Do you know how stupid that sounds? That's just retarded. But you believe it because you have this belief that air pressure is bouncing atoms, and you gotta stick to it, even though that reality will show you and look and say, look, this is not what's happening. Water's just laying still. There's not a random bouncing thing. But no, I deny reality, right? I'm the one that denies reality. Sure, people. Sure. So show me your reality of these bouncing little balls. Where are they? Where are your bouncing balls?
I used to bounce balls.
Yeah, you didn't breathe them. Were you ever breathing them? You ever breathe the balls bouncing around? This is ridiculous. Talk about me like I deny reality. You're all fucking retarded, bro. Half of you believe in little solar systems. The Earth is the electron flying around the sun, which is the nucleus. But you think that's stupid, but then you'll believe that's what's happening on a miniature scale. It's just the religious aspect of everybody in this room besides Aaron is unbelievable.
What?
That's
well,
a pretty
way
broad
to lump
statement.
us all in together right there.
Yeah.
And shit,
Wow,
man.
cheers,
Yeah.
dude.
Well, I'm just, bro. Almost all of you will defend atoms. It's crazy.
Who?
It's unbelievable. You'll defend a little
Who?
solar system. You'll defend it to the death. You'll stab the big solar system in the heart, and then take the little one into yours. It's crazy. It's unbelievable.
I've never heard Bev defend it. I know I've never defended it.
Believe in it. Bro, Jimbo.
Yeah, but you said everybody in this room. I happen to be in this room.
I'm tell everybody. I meant everybody who believes
No.
that. Everybody
And
who
Jimbo's
believes that.
gone.
He's not the only one. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of flat earthers that believe that there's this atom.
Yeah, well, it would be no fun if we all thought the same thing now, would it?
But it's no fun if you're thinking something stupid. Like, it's just not logical, right? Why would anybody believe in something that they can't see, right? Unless it's God or some sort of but to believe air.
Do you believe in God?
Thing that keeps hitting your face. I don't believe I'm breathing. God bounces around. There's a difference. There's a difference between saying I have a belief in a creator and I have a belief in a mechanic of air being bouncing balls. That's two completely different things, man. Come on.
I'm just saying. So if you can't see it, it's not true. And don't get me wrong, I'm not defending it, but so what if someone believes it? They'll come around in their own time, won't they?
Nope.
You gotta call them fucking stupid while they're figuring it out?
How do we know that gas is bouncing balls, electrons, molecules, just bouncing? Like, how do we know that?
It comes from Brownian motion, which is so crazy because Brownian motion is actually the particles moving in a medium, and they just took that and removed the medium and then had the particles moving. So they even perverted the origin of where they got their entire model, which is particles moving in a medium. They just take that same idea but remove the medium and replace it with nothing.
Yeah. Has anyone seen just a very common hydrogen atom? I mean, this question has been asked many times before. Basic elements of what you call gas or vapor.
Not a chance.
Yeah, nobody's seen it.
It's like asking somebody if they've ever seen a curved level.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not there.
Unless you believe in it, it's not there, man. Because you know, come on, this is just logic. And this is why I kind of started taking Bev's approach, and I was just like, look, I'm gonna pick one thing, and I'm just gonna formulate it into some argument that I can get across in one or two lines, and it's my moving mountain. So my level is moving mountain.
Just try not to call people stupid along the way.
yeah, that might help a bit.
If you want to pick something and you want to help people out, try not to call them fucking stupid along the way.
Scalpel?
The bouncing balls.
Yeah. Sometimes
or just
You
don't
can
take
be
offense
really
to it.
intelligent
No.
and be really good at what you do, and still be stupid.
That's fine, but you're not going to make any friends, and I guarantee you, if you're calling me stupid, I
Oh,
stop
we're not
listening
here
to
to
you.
make friends.
Okay.
And we don't. I don't advocate calling people stupid for no reason, but
I'm saying.
stupid people deserve to be called stupid.
I would call it. I'm saying if you believe in this, like if you believe
I didn't
that
know
there's
you guys
balls
were the
bouncing
fucking
around,
arbiters of who's stupid and who's not, but if that's
Oh
the
no!
case,
Hey, whoa!
I'm
I
going.
wasn't trying to claim
You do
arbiter.
it. I'm going on mute.
Whoa!
But
There's a
you
lot
seem
of
to be.
We're on the
generalization
same
being
team
thrown
here.
You've
around.
upset gods.
I don't know who you guys are talking about, to be honest with you.
Jimbo.
No, right to hand said everybody was stupid. I mean, he did. So everybody in this room.
In the context of a heated argument, yes.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
word
but he
gets
did
thrown
say it,
around.
so-
It gets thrown around, but
Yeah.
just
It
don't
wasn't a
take
fucking
it
heated argument at the time. You came in here and started calling people fucking stupid.
Easy.
I
You're the
meant
one getting heated
everybody
just
who
for that.
I'm not heated. I'm telling you.
All
That's
I
how
said
it
was
started.
everybody.
I'm setting the record straight.
Everybody who believes that particular thing, even after it being explained to you contextually, if you could still go, you know what? Even after you said that, I still think these balls are bouncing against my face. I think you're stupid. Like that's my
Well,
opinion.
like I said, I didn't know you were the arbiter of who's stupid.
Yeah, I think there has to be some kind of line, right? Like if somebody said, "I think people walk on the ceiling," we have to be like, "No, that's not logical. We don't see that in reality, so we have to label you as not normal." Okay, so just like if somebody was like, "I see little things flying around," we're gonna have to be like, "Well, nobody else sees that, so we have to label you as not normal." So if you're gonna sit here and say that I see bouncing ball or there's these bouncing balls, but I don't see them, then you're not normal, and we have to label that person so that other people don't think that what that moron is saying is normal. This is how society works.
Can I jump in here right then? Can I jump in here? Okay. Does anybody know what an electron is? Because I deal with electricity, but I've never seen an electron.
It's a probability distribution of a pattern on a medium paper. Okay, so they will shoot what they call electricity or whatever through this thing, and it forms a dot with a ring around it. And they try to explain that with a nucleus and an electron, even though for some strange reason the electron only goes in one direction. If it was actually spinning uniformly, you would see a sphere. You would never see the middle because the electron would be blocking it.
No, I get you. It's made, like, since coming to Flat Earth, it's made me question a lot of things that I deal with in my everyday life. Like, I'm an electrician.
What's an electron
what
made
the
of?
fuck?
Let's ask
Right?
that. Yeah.
But, like, I know electricity is real because I feel it.
You can feel it, that's for sure, and see it. But
it's the medium.
But
You're
not
feeling the
electrons
medium.
themselves.
You're not feeling electricity. Electricity is just, it's like light. Light and electricity are just names for the medium in a particular frequency or vibrational status that makes it do something it doesn't normally do. It'd be like ringing a bell. A bell doesn't normally ring and make this noise, but when you bang it, it does. So a wire doesn't normally shock you, but when you quote unquote electrocute it, it does. So that's the same thing. It's a word for an effect that they don't understand.
Fucking A.
How many people here distill the water?
I have a distiller.
Yeah.
Only the smart ones, Bev, not the fucking stupid ones. They don't.
What about you? Have you got a distiller?
So you're calling me stupid? I love you, Scalpel, bro. You're hilarious.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to be triggered. It's just I just don't feel like it's a way to start off.
I was there. I was right there with you, Gods. I was right there with
I'm
you.
right there, bro. I'm right there with you. That's why I tried to bring up electrons, and then my boss walked in the door. I had to
I
go
was
on mute for a
I was
second.
trying to figure out if I was stupid or not. Like he was
Yeah,
talking.
well, that's what I'm still trying to figure out.
Let's all start at ground zero. We're all stupid. How about that? So we're all on the same
We are
level
like
playing
we
field.
don't know what we don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's what you initially said. That we're all stupid. You just didn't include yourself the first time. That's all.
Yeah, it was you're all stupid.
Yeah, no, we're all stupid.
I'll be the arbiter of how stupid I am. Okay, I'll be the arbiter.
I never called anybody stupid.
I called lots of people stupid. I'm sorry, Scalpel.
I don't call people stupid. I asked them, "Are you fucking
I don't know
stupid?" I say.
No. You know that guy B-Ball for life? I call him retarded. Because he thinks that lights in the sky create curvature under your feet. I think that's retarded.
What do you have against the mentally handicapped? See?
Nothing.
Well then, why are you insulting them?
That's a no. That's a stigma that you're putting on handicapped people. Retard.
Oh, you did. You're the one calling a guy like him retarded.
No. Yeah, retarded just means you're not.
I know
you're
what
not
it
all
means.
there. Yeah. People put retarded people on a different level.
Yeah, but still, you shouldn't ever. If somebody was actually like that, you wouldn't say that to them. It would be offensive.
Mm-hmm.
So by actually calling them that, you're telling them that you don't actually think they're like that. You're just trying to get a raise out of them. I mean,
I am trying to get a rise out of them.
Yeah, but that's not the way to have a discussion, right?
But when you got disingenuous ballers,
yeah,
sometimes you gotta call them on their stupid.
Is anyone here smart?
Hold on.
Is anyone here smart?
No, man, I'm retarded.
Are we all responsible for our own actions? Right? So just because someone else acts like an asshole,
100%.
does that give us the, a get out of jail free card to act like an asshole? Because that's the way it sounds like you're talking, right? Like, these fucking retard ballers, they're doing this, they're doing that, so I'm gonna fucking act like an idiot too. But that's not the road to take. Not that I don't take it sometimes myself.
Oh, we all take our own road, though. We all take our own road.
I'm just saying we're all responsible for the road we take too.
I agree.
Just man up and say,
You're using a word too that I don't know what you mean. What do you mean, asshole? Act like an asshole. What does that mean?
What do you mean?
You said.
You never heard that expression before?
So
you never been called an asshole before?
Weren't you here earlier when Jim was here?
Yeah. Exactly.
So, I mean, no, I haven't. So even if you called me an asshole, I wouldn't know what you mean. I think maybe that means I'm cool, I'm good, I'm great.
Well, if that's what
do
you
mean
want
by
to think
asshole?
on the surface.
Where did you get your definition?
What kind of game are we playing here?
Maybe you're using someone else's definition.
What kind of game are we playing here? Why are we playing games?
We're all assholes.
Why are we playing games?
Figure it out. You'll figure it out.
Tell me.
I'm at work.
Why
I
are
ain't
we
playing no games.
No, I'm not talking to you, though. I'm talking to this other guy. I don't even know who I'm talking to, nor do I care right now.
How many bouncing balls are bouncing off your head right now?
Oh! It's fucking flat Earth data, that's right.
Flat
Sorry,
Earth data?
Isn't it?
No. Not flat Earth data.
Who is it? Who is it? I'm so curious.
My name is Aaron. My name is Aaron. You can call me
hey, Aaron. Patient zero. So you never heard someone called an asshole before?
I don't know what you mean by the word asshole, yeah.
That actually wasn't my question.
You're asking me if I've ever heard someone call someone else an asshole?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Seriously?
Well, it's not a positive comment.
What does it
He's
mean?
got to be pulling your leg, Scalpel.
Oh, that's fine. If he wants to, I don't know if he's playing a game or not, but that doesn't matter.
What does it mean in the context you use it?
What's it mean in the context you use it?
I don't use it. You're using it, dude. Come on.
It's about as equal to calling someone a bag of smashed assholes. Does that sound any more pleasant?
Bag of what?
A bag of smashed assholes. Does that sound any more pleasant?
I'm not sure what's the point though? If you were to call someone that, if you were to use
Whatever.
that word, if you were to
Dude,
use that
you're
word,
boring
like,
me.
what would be your point?
You're boring me. I don't care anymore. I didn't care in the beginning, so.
Would you be trying to elevate your position, your intellectual position above them by using that word? Is that what you're getting at?
Wow. I like this.
Listen, we're all pumped up, guys. We're all pumped up about this test, and I think it's best to just have all the bases covered for when the Globers come back nitpicking. You know what they're gonna do.
Are we doing it for them, Jeremy?
No, I know, but still.
Well, then. Why do you care so much about what they think?
I mean, I want to do this for the normal people. My wife, just normal people that don't know or care.
You want to do it for the people that don't know or care. So they're not going to care. So why would you do it for them?
My wife doesn't care because she needs to know, but she doesn't understand though.
So do you think if it was done without barometric pressure readings that she would say, wait a minute, Jeremy, where's the barometric pressure readings? They must have fucked this shit up. Is that what you think's going to happen, Jeremy?
No, I know that.
Okay, then why are you worried about it then, dude?
I'm always worried about everything.
Okay. I guess that's your job in this, right? To worry about everything.
Worried, yeah.
Getting back to Bev and that column of air, right, Bev?
Column of water.
Sorry, air.
Not air.
Paper. Yeah. Okay. I get you. Same one, right?
Hydrostatics.
Are you talking about the one they show on like Wikipedia? It's actually a real slim pizza-looking triangle that's wider at the top that comes down to a certain point on the surface.
Talking about how we can incorporate hydrostatic into our test with the water level in reality. Like pressure gauges at different distances away from the vertical column.
Okay, is there only one column, or can you move from column to column?
Did you see the test?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Okay, so imagine a water level.
On a very simple level.
Do you know what a water level is?
Yes.
It's like just a tube filled with water.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Now imagine that 1 mile long. Mm-hmm. Then in the middle we put a little extra tube in. It doesn't have to be the one in the middle.
Kind of a vent type thing.
No, just another water level, another
you put another one.
Junction into it. Right? Now, you fill that up with water, then all three of those, the water levels within it, will be equal, won't they?
Theoretically, yeah.
Theoretically. No, like practically.
Sure. Well, I've never
observably.
I've never done it. So the word could be, logically, theoretically, logically.
That's okay. Logically, it'll do, because we can lead that into a truth within a proof, within geometry, right? So that logic's good enough for starters. So the pressure of the water would be where the tube is the furthest away from that horizontal line that's established, wouldn't it? Now that doesn't necessarily have to be right underneath the.
Describe a little more in detail. What do you mean the pressure of what water will be furthest away?
Hydrostatics. Do you know much about it?
I know a lot about it. Yeah.
Okay, so what is it that you know about hydrostatics? Because you're asking me to explain, so you just
I work with I work with retaining walls, and if there's no drainage behind a retaining wall, and that soil becomes saturated with moisture, let's call it water, right? The weight of the soil behind that wall, like, quadruples, and it'll push your wall up. Okay, if there's no drainage.
Can you give us a
That's what
quick
I know about
definition?
hydrostatic pressure.
No, that's got nothing to do with hydrostatic pressure. That's the weight of the soil behind the wall.
Yeah, can you give us a quick definition?
But in civil engineering, it's called hydrostatic pressure.
It's the pressure of the water, right? Not the soil.
It's the added weight to the soil. Yeah.
A quick definition could clear things up if you could. There's like a real easy definition.
You have one or what?
Yeah, I do, but I was hoping you could give us what you think it is, because you have tons of experience with it.
Mm-hmm.
So you should have the definition. Hmm?
Okay. Let's go to civil engineering, hydrostatic pressure. Pretty simple.
What's that?
We're on Google's hydrostatic.
Yeah, what's the definition? Anybody?
You sound like you're reading.
Oh,
something
if you're gonna
there.
Google it, I can just tell you
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it is.
Sure.
But you said you worked with it for a lot of years, so I figured you'd know.
Oh, it's gone. His mic's gone. Weird, hasn't it? Oh, that's terrible. Just at the right. Oh, just when he's explaining it, he'll come back at the end and go, "Oh, that was it. That's well done." Yeah, I was a damp proofer for a bit, so I understand what he's talking about. If he's talking about walls, there should be a damp proof layer in it to stop the water ingressing up the wall. And if they've got soil against the wall, then there's obviously water's going to penetrate through the wall unless you put a membrane in between the soil and the thing. And the weight of the soil pushing the wall over has got nothing at all to do with hydrostatics. It's because you've been a moron and put a load of soil by the side of a wall. But I mean, hey, if that's what you want to talk about, then. But that's got nothing to do with hydrostatics. Hydrostatics is all about the vertical column and the supposed weight of that column of the fluid.
Yeah, simply put, hydrostatic pressure is the weight of a column of fluid at rest. That's it. It's as simple as that. The only things that affect hydrostatic pressure is the weight of the fluid and the height of the column. There, it's done. That's simple.
So I would say that the distance away that the water is within a tube, like, because if you imagine you don't have that middle pipe in there, then wherever the water is, the greatest pressure would be in the tube, the part of the tube that's furthest away from that horizontal plane that's established by the top level of the water. Now, I was just wondering whether there's some sort of sciencey way we can put some sort of a pressure thing into that little bit of the tube and measure it. That's all I was thinking. Add a little bit of science in. People want to talk about.
From Waldman Engineering Consultants. Right,
Well, that took a while.
It says, the water accumulates behind a retaining wall. The lateral forces acting on the wall increase. The more water that is collected behind a retaining wall, the greater the hydrostatic pressure on the wall will be. Okay, so that's my experience with, let's say, land-based hydrostatic pressure, civil engineering. Okay. Now, you might want to go to the air, and it's totally relevant.
The air.
We can't say that either one of us is wrong.
I didn't go to the air. I stayed with the water. I mean.
Yeah, I don't think I brought up the air either. I said it was the weight of a column of fluid at rest.
Yeah.
And the only two things that affect it is the height of the
About
column.
this column that goes all the way up into the atmosphere. You're not
No,
talking
no,
about that.
no. The
weight
air
of
doesn't
a
come into it.
column of fluid.
Then
Doesn't
why are you
matter
talking
how.
about then why are you talking about barometrics?
Who
I
did
didn't bring
that?
up barometrics. Yeah.
Have you got voices in your head that are telling you things? Because we don't talk about that. We haven't.
Yeah, I didn't bring it up. I know that.
We was just sort of asking whether there would be a way of putting some sort of a pressure thing in to tell whether it was be the
pressure thing. What do you mean?
What did we just say? Hydrostatics is the vertical column. But I mean, if you're in a tube and you've only got a tube, then there isn't actually a vertical column there, is there? There's only a perceived vertical column. There's lateral forces coming at the tube from either side. So
okay, yeah. If you have your column and then it tees off over to two other columns, right? That's what you're talking about.
it's just a water level. It's just one tube.
Yeah.
But the pressure within that tube, or whatever it is, right, is as though there is a vertical column. I don't know. Maybe science test, right? Can we science it and find out whether the vertical column that isn't there has the same effect if we just move it further away from that horizontal? Because you could keep the tube.
I'm not grasping.
No.
I'm not grasping what you're saying. You move the column away from the horizontal.
You know, with the tube, right?
A vertical tube. Vertical.
You know, a water level.
Yes.
Right, now can you imagine a water level with two ends at the same point? I mean, how long do you want this water level to be?
Two ends at the same point.
Yeah.
So they're side by side.
Yep.
Kind of.
Yeah. Now, how long is the water level?
Well, do you have two tubes or three tubes?
There is just one tube with two vials, right? And you put those two vials next to each other. How long do you want the tube to be? And then we can go from there.
I need to go back and watch your demonstration. I'll watch the YouTube.
This is completely new. Nobody's ever talked about this before. Watching that earlier stuff won't help you in this situation. We're doing this live.
Yeah, I'll go back and watch. Yeah,
Okay.
before I talk about or try to.
Okay, well, don't get involved then. We'll talk with Jeremy about it if you don't mind, because it's a good idea, Jeremy.
What you guys said was fucking. What you guys said was fucking great. Yeah, see how far you can separate them before hydrostatics, whatever, falls apart.
Well, let's say, right, you've got a tube. Let's say it's 100 meters long. Now, if you keep it all at 2 inches above the same point, then you're only ever going to get 2-inch vertical difference, right? But in the center, where the tube isn't, if you lift the other sides up, then you're going to get more of a vertical difference. But there isn't actually a vertical column of water at that point in the center, is there? Can you see where I'm going with this yet or not?
No, I can't. I need the whiteboard. I can't right now, though. I'm working.
Yeah. Well, save it for you some other time then.
All right, I'll come in throughout the week. I love the whiteboard. Your whiteboard will fuck my whiteboard up. I got a little one on my refrigerator.
Oh, it's Hansel's wanting to come in. Hansel, come and have a chat about this. Let's see how we can science it. We can work together.
Yeah, we need to science the fuck out of this.
us living in reality, and then a bit of science from the globe side. They're all good at science, aren't they?
Bev, I was just going on about the column they show when you look up barometric pressure. Okay, so I was not on the same thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
To be fair,
but
I
they
did
do,
mention.
They do show that column, and that's when you said column. Mine just clicks. Oh, he's talking about that column of air pressure, vapor pressure, whatever the hell it is. And so we're just. I did not look into what you were saying. So
Hydrostatics we were talking about. So
I did mention a barometer. To be fair, that's probably where he heard that from.
Yeah. I stand corrected.
So nobody can come up with any other science. I mean, we'll have a chat about it. We're trying to add more science in as much as possible.